All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have utmost respect for you, the people that will work multiple jobs, because they could be out there doing any and everything illegal and all these things, but they choose to work. And sometimes you don't have the qualifications to get one of them big jobs that will pay you a whole heap of money, so them rather work. So them go work two jobs. I've been there before. I know what it feels like. That's why I'm always a shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to all of the driver them. If you drive, shout out to you. Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, the long distance truck driver, them will take on the road and all these kind of things. Shout out to you. Shout out to the police, them out there, law enforcement, medical people. Shout out to essential workers. Shout out, including the garbage man, them, because if them don't pick up the garbage, the place don't stay clean. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Here we are on this beautiful morning. I don't even know what the day of the week is today. I believe in today is Tuesday, right? Today is my granny backfoot. Today is Wednesday, July 22nd. The week gone already. And we're happy to be here. Got a lot going on. Didn't go live yesterday, but here we are today, and we're going to make the most of it. So for those of you who follow intently, I appreciate you greatly. And, wife's schedule go already. She had to go do her thing yesterday, which means I had to be with the kids yesterday. And she leave early in the morning, didn't leave us any time to do this live thing. So we had to adjust. So we're adjusting as we move along, and I appreciate you adjusting with us. Today, she will be leaving later. So it gives us some time to get some one-on-one in before she has to go. Just so everybody understand what is taking place. All right? All right. Because I know most people, you don't like changes. You like something you can rely on. I'm kind of like the same way. But if there's going to be changes, then let us know what the change is about so we can work with the program. That's why I'm doing that. I feel like you deserve that. See? With that said, though, Audrey is in the building. Audrey says, morning, fam and present teacher. First one in. Big up yourself, Audrey. The chat is closed this morning to members only. That means only if your name is in green, you will be in the chat. If you're not rate enough to get a membership, or you never get one of the free membership them that Jerome was giving away last week, then you are outside the chat watching in. Still appreciate you showing up. Regardless, but the chat usually belongs to the people them whose names are in green. All right. Audrey said, please hit the thumbs up button as you enter the live. Please. I appreciate you for that, Audrey. Thank you so much. Grace X Fire is in the building with us this morning. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you greatly. Who else there? We're not going to do too much of calling up a name and bigging up people. We got to get right into our topics because we are short. My office is short staffed. We're not short staffed. We're short timed. All right. So I'm gonna big up some more few people and then keep it moving. Mistress B, appreciate you greatly. Thank you for being here. The bigging up of people not only tell people you appreciate them, but it also gives others time to get here. So may I give them an extra 5. You know them teacher in a school where used to give you an extra 5 minutes to get to class, a grace period, and then anything after that are just murder. Yeah, so I'm just doing that. All right. So Diane F, thank you for being here. Missy Brown, big up yourself. My sister, thank you for being here this morning. Appreciate you. Miss Golda Robinson is in the building with us this morning as well. Thank you for being here. You're the finest. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for being here. Who else there bright and early now? S Diva. S Diva is in the building with us bright and early this morning. We're going to end it right there. So with S Diva, big up. And then we're just going to get into our topic. And Smith is in the building with us bright and early this morning. Karen Notice is here as well. All right. Happy to be here. Happiest Wednesday. I didn't even know it's a Wednesday. Half of the week gone already. All right. This is how we're going to do this morning. Before I even get started, let me put my 2 things out there. So watch my background change right now. And we're going to push these 2 things out there. One is this first. So first, we're going to put this up there again for the people who heard about the Vybz Island experience or the Vybz Island cruise, the cruise that will be headlined by Vybz Kartel, that will have 40 plus other entertainers on it, and it will be emceed or hosted by DJ Envy of the Breakfast Club. That is the cruise. This is the exact ship that we're going to be on for that cruise. This is my promo code that is up there, SOUFLO. You can use my promo code to book, and you can thank me later after you use the promo code to book. Go ahead and book your tickets and get there. You have until April of next year when the cruise sets out to pay your ticket off. They offer installment plans. I myself am on an installment plan, and that's how I'm paying my way through this as well. I plan to go out there and have a whole heap of fun. We're going to shoot a whole movie out there, and I would like for as many of you as possible to be there. So there is my promo code, SOUFLO. Use it. Book your ticket. Save your room. Don't wait till it's too late. Pay off little, and I'll see you there. All right? Now, the next one I'm going to talk about real quick, doing my own promos, is this right here. So there's a question session that I posted on my other channel. So we have 3 channels now. We have SoFlo TV, the one you're on right now. We have Brain Flow TV. That's my other channel I've been putting up. I'm still conflicted in the direction I want to go in that channel. I don't know if I want it to be an expansion of this, or I mix this content with what I do over there, because that was supposed to be my Yankee channel, right? So I do all American things over there, all Caribbean, Jamaican things over here. But I'm thinking of mixing the content. You try until you find what works, and then you go with it. This is how this thing goes. And then there's a third channel which just launched, and that channel is called SoFlo TV Music, right? So you can go type in SoFlo TV, just like how it's spelled, music, and the channel will pop up. Go subscribe to that channel. That's the channel where we'll be doing all our music stuff on. And there's a video up there already with the 10 questions that you might find interesting. So you can go over there, watch it, and give it a support and these kind of things. Also, at the same time, we already dropped one single that is called Be Careful. Be Careful is up and running and playing right now on rotation. You can go check it out and see what the music sounds like. I don't know if some people thought I was going to be doing like dancehall music, some broke out, skin out music. That's not my kind of music for myself. I actually want to do music that when I'm old, I can actually still be doing the same kind of music. Seeing? So go support that as well. It's on the same channel, SoFlo TV Music. That's the name of the channel. And Be Careful is the name of the first single that dropped on there. And there's also a 10-question sit and answer that's posted there already. All right. With that said, what we have this morning over here on SoFlo TV for you is quite a few topics that we are going to run through this morning. I do want to start off with this one though. Usually I would say the audience tell me where to start off, but I want to start off with that one here. There's a brother that I know from my city. I've known him for years, but yesterday, I don't see Tallman too much. I call him Tallman because the other day I realized that me and him about the same height, or he's about an inch or so taller than I am, but he's a tall guy. Anyway, him come up to me yesterday while I was checking out some groceries at the grocery store, and him say, "Yo, brother, I have to ask you, why you love Kartel so much, man?" And I was taken aback by the question, and he was like laughing and joking through it. But I have endured a lot of people saying all kind of stuff. You love the man more than how you love your wife and these kind of things. And then they try to turn it into some gay stuff. I don't know why people have a problem when you support your own. And as you know, if you've been following me for years, I was a huge advocate for exposing Vybz Kartel's case to the world, so people got to know the details of the case. Because a lot of people didn't really know the details. Them just feel like, say, the government say him is a murderer, dash him well, lock him up and throw away the key, keep him there forever. We fast forward now to where not only is he free, but he's doing big things. I think one of the things that we need to talk about and give him his credit for also is, we talked about Sumfest, him and Mavado. Lockdown Sumfest 2026. That was a sight to behold. If y'all saw the aerial view of that concert, there was no doubt packed to maximum capacity, 40,000 plus people in attendance. And it was electrifying. The performance was electrifying. The chemistry with the two brothers, Mavado and Kartel, was electrifying. But bigger than that now, because after they did that historic event right there, the man flew out to Guadeloupe, right? He flew out to Guadeloupe. Now check it. 2 big shows in one night. And I said the private jet was very busy. This was one of them occasions there where he told the private jet pilots, go and take your rest, stay up on the runway, stay ready, because I'll be right back. But just go in here, so go shell down Sumfest real quick, create history, jump right back on the jet. If you're not impressed by that, I don't know what else to tell you, because I haven't seen any other of our entertainers doing it like that. And then if you saw the concert in Guadeloupe, you would be like, oh, damn. And I remember when Kartel just free up the other day, you remember how he came out, eyes bulging, belly really big, rest of his body looked skinny down, and he spoke about his condition. Of course, he wasn't being treated properly behind bars, or he couldn't tend to his condition properly behind bars. So his symptoms were exacerbated. Everything was showing, right? Him looked like saying did that on him last leg of life. Some people were saying they actually let him out to die. I don't think he has more than a year left. Remember that? That wasn't just that wasn't so long ago. The man, they have him health in check. When I watched the concert, and I watched both of them, when I watched the concert from Jamaica, Sumfest, the amount of jump up on stage and move around and energy that he gave, if this is somebody that is sick, it wasn't showing. His stamina is crazy, because if you go and watch the Guadeloupe concert, he had equal, if not more energy and stamina. And me did I said to myself, say, you know, I follow him. So I see him doing like raw juicing and stuff. I said to myself, like, damn, Mr. Sidama juice the watermelon, which I did a video of juicing the watermelon. The watermelon is a very powerful thing. Get you a watermelon that's full of seeds, though, and me juice it with all the seed them in there and everything like that. The seed them get grind through the juice the same way. They are very powerful. With my ginger, what else I put in there? Lime. That's all I put in mine. I put ginger, lime, and watermelon, including the skin of the watermelon. Just juice, clean it, chop it up, juice the whole thing. Mr. Kartel, I juice him watermelon and drink up him juices and stuff like that. Whatever he's doing is working. The energy that he brought to Guadeloupe. You know how some people would try to scrape up a bag in a small amount of time, but you know, so they're going to give you less later because they won't have the energy to do it. When I watched that concert in Guadeloupe, that brother looked like so that was his first concert for the day, and he came to give the people everything, and he was full of energy, and he definitely give them everything. I love the part where he brought his son with him, and his son, he called out Shine on stage, and he was like, come out on the stage and talk to the people. He, you know, dap up his son, and he was like, you see this son right here, so this is the son where, remember the lyrics in the song where him say something about the first youth Sophia bring, that I'm a baby mother of Brooklyn. She tell me, say, if she something, she gotta jump in at if her next girl pregnant, she gotta jump in at the river and she can't sing, she can't swim. And he was like, sit down here, so let me tell you what thing. No matter with the suicide thing, sit down here, so let me tell you what thing. Me swear if you love you till time end. But Anisha pregnant again. Me never mean to. You have to believe me. And he was like, this is the child from that, right? That's all. Just to show you that, like, a lot of his lyrics, you know, when he talk about personal stuff, like when Shorty catch him out the road last night with a fat brown girl, a standpipe, and she fling off him with a knife, and all them things, there is just lyrics from his life. Very impressive. Very impressive. And he did a complete different set from what he did in Jump. That right there is super impressive. To do two big shows, two different country, the private jet sitting there running for you to go shell the next one. You arrive on time, you shell down the place with a completely different set. Me no know. I have to give credit where credit is due. I would love to see more of this in dancehall from dancehall artists, but then again, we have to understand that there are levels to this, you know, and sometimes there can only be one of something or one of somebody. Look, up till now, we can't get our next Bob Marley. We've gotten other great reggae artists, but we can't get our next Bob Marley. And I don't think even if we got our next Bob Marley, it would be the same because people would be like, oh, you're just a knockoff. Sometimes there is just that one that is just that one. And Kartel is just that one. You know what I mean? So big up to him for that. I am super impressed. And like I said before, continue to make your followers, your audience, your fans proud. Continue to make the non-believers turn to believers. I see some content creators have become straight up Vybz Kartel content creators. Like they don't post anything else anymore. They don't vlog no more. They don't do commentary no more. Every video them post is Kartel video. And the thing about them is these are people who never said free him. They actually used to say lock him up, make him stay in there, dash for the key. Or they used to come tell me, yes, so Flo, you can't stop holding your breath now. You got to stifle yourself. Because him now come out. Him now come out. Them all keep him in there. You will see. And he's free. And now that he's free, you are one of his biggest promoters. I like that for you. I like that for you. That's turning non-believers into believers. That's shaming those who have so much doubt. One thing I've learned is to not doubt this guy and to not be a believer of his capabilities. You know, I said it before, I'll say it again. His work ethic is super impressive. And I don't know where him get so much time from because we all have the same 24 hours. But I've heard from people who were around him recently that the guy does not sleep. Okay, in a 24 hours day, them say him sleep 4 hours out of it because the whole of them knock out and him up already. I thought, well, come on, want me, everything there, let's go on to the next one. So that's somebody who is purpose driven. And when you're purpose driven and passionate about what you do, sleep doesn't really matter to you. When you go sleep, you feel like, yeah, my body need rest, but I'm missing something I'm supposed to be doing. So you jump up and your sleep cut short and you get right back to it again, right? We like that. Yeah, you're the finest. We like that for them. I like that for them, that they've become believers and they've become content creators that only post Kartel content every single day. Yeah. Big up to them. But big up to Vybz Kartel for keeping it like that and for making us proud. Because holy power, bet on you. Pray for your release. Told the world that when you come out, I gotta shell the place. So to see all these things come to pass, even some stuff that we never thought was going to happen. I didn't think he was going to be living in the United States of America, so to speak, purchasing a multi-million-dollar mansion. Whole heap of A-lister entertainers in the United States of America don't own a piece of property that he owns. He owns multiple properties in the United States of America. Now, 2 back-to-back and then boom, a big mansion and all these other things. Not looking at the material stuff, but looking at the reward that comes with these great accomplishments. Small brain people always try to reduce your argument to something like, you always worship the man material things. I guess because them rich, that means everything good. Don't small up my argument, okay? We're talking about things that have been accomplished and the rewards that come along with it along the way. That's what we are talking about. So again, big up to him for showing up and showing out in this way. Have to give credit where credit is due. Have to give them flowers while they are alive, while they're here. Life and time is limited. We now call long no death upon the man. May he be blessed with long life. May he be blessed with longevity and good health. I'm just saying, we don't know the minute or the hour, right? Now, with that said, now check out some of them comments here real quick. Yes, enough people have peppercorn brain. Peppercorn brain. Enough people have peppercorn brain. Yeah, different is black don't crack. And let's talk about the stop bleaching too. Yeah, I'm glad Sam stop bleaching. But you know, like I said before, if you were into what Vybz Kartel did or does, if you weren't a fan before, you can still catch up on certain things. He's been blazing this, he's been setting this. The bleaching thing is explained in the book that is called Voice of the Jamaican Ghetto. So the brother here is super calculated, and everything that he does is done in a calculated manner. You know, if you're not gonna go read the book, let me tell you a little bit about what the bleaching thing was about. Again, for those of you who never heard it before, you know when time your granny used to give you bitters and you wash out and you a little picnic, granny did understand, say, children don't like bitter things, but it's good for them. So how do you get them to consume the bitters and get the benefits of the bitters without hold it in their mouth and go spit it out somewhere and don't? Okay, you add some honey to it, right? You add a little bit of honey to it, raw honey. Good. So she do that. In a cartel case, it was exactly the reason that was given for the bleaching thing. A controversial moment. He's an entertainer. You have to switch up your image. You can't stay one way straight through because the people them get bored and stop pay attention to you. You can't look like your next door neighbor because you and live like your next door neighbor because that becomes not entertaining. You are boring. I see that every single day by the people them who live in my community. So I'm have to switch it up. On top of that, it was guiding some people off his track into a different direction. Yeah, man, a whole heap of pum pum song him sing, and you know, every time him suck him up, every time him have sex him, I forget him uttak and freaky gal them love, and that's what he's promoting. So he's not a threat to us. And while he was doing that, you know, see boy, I bleach out him skin and all them other something. They left him make him kill himself and kill a bag of people with him. What they didn't realize was that while he was showing that image, he was actually doing something completely the opposite, educating and leading in a manner that I have a video on here that is called Vybz Kartel Songs They Want Us to Stop Playing. That video has about 20 to 30 songs on it. And if you look in the comment section, you will see people saying, so Flo, you just scratched the surface, because I can name another 20 or 30 that have the same thing. Not one curse word in them. All about upliftment, all about teaching the youth them their place in the system, who really owns Jamaica and who really run the place and how it's set up, and the blueprint to how to get up out of poverty and make something of yourself without going the traditional route, right? The traditional route being you go to school for years, you earn whole heap of subjects, hopefully your family have whole heap of money them can send you go to university, or you have to go take out a loan, and if you do that and then you come out of school, I know a lot of lawyers who are unemployed or barely employed, right? And these kind of things. So I'm sure them one next way. Entrepreneurship and the passion you put behind it and a serious work ethic and all these things. So that was all tied into the bleaching of the skin something. You know, there was a method to the madness. I'm just saying. Trump no sleep. Look at his tweets times 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And a Trump do that. It's not Trump doing that. So enough of the Vybz Kartel thing, off a theme subject, heading into our next subject I want to talk about this morning because it ties right in, is Fantan Mojah. Fantan Mojah. My sister, Missy Bram Bram, said, look at Trump. Him don't sleep. Look what time him tweet. If you believe that Donald Trump is making those tweets, I actually own, don't tell anybody, you heard it here. Just contact me on soflowtv@gmail.com and we can work out the details. I actually own the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, that big old bridge in New York, the Brooklyn Bridge, I own it. And I'm selling it. I only want $150 for it. Free and clear. And I have all the paperwork to give you too. If you believe that Trump do all the tweeting and all that, if you believe that Donald Trump is the one who is running the United States of America at the moment, then I have another bridge I want to sell you again. But let's start out with the Brooklyn Bridge first. All right? I'm not say nothing more about that. Boy, let's move right along. Him one so dumb. Only him one so dumb. You believe that. You believe that if you want to. If you, me not gonna say too much, but just know that that man that not do nothing. He's the figurehead, the face of something completely different that is going on behind the scenes. All right. Well, you said so flow, you have this blood clot bridge selling. Yeah, me have the bridge I sell. Me have one next bridge too, but me I'll keep that one quiet. So whoever believe the first one, them can probably buy the second bridge too. It's only 150 for the first one. The second bridge, the second bridge is somewhere exotic. So I'm gonna charge 250 for that one then. Yeah. But if you come with 400 US, I will give you both bridge for free. If you believe that. But you have to believe that first. Look how him look. That look how him look. That alone tell me say him need sleep. Him a mash up. You see the man drop asleep every which part him go. At important meetings as well. But we're not here to talk about him. We're here to talk about Fantan Mojah right now. Boy, me can't sell more than Andrew. I can't. Andrew has sold out. Jamaica well parts up and sell off and for sale. I can't compete with that level of sale. I only have 2 bridges to sell. All right, that's it. Him have a whole country for sale. The whole Jamaica is on sale. Yeah. Let's talk about Fantan Mojah though. I don't want to talk about Trump while Fantan Mojah is on my screen because that are gonna mislead the people them who are actually paying attention to the content. So here it goes. You see this thing over here though? I learned my lesson a long time ago, right? That the music industry is not what you think it is. And for those of us who find out late, them get bite hard. See it? Hold on there. Live on the air with SoFlo, good morning.
Go to you another topics. Big up to you for that music you got on SoFlo music. I listen to it at least 100 times.
Big up yourself, Millie Bob.
Big up, man. Tell me when the first show is. Because I'm ready to come and support.
All right. We got a lot going on right now. Just stay tuned to the space, all right?
Okay, man.
All right, big up.
Okay, big up fast.
All right, so what I talk about is Fantan Mojah, right? I'm putting my thing up on the screen. What I've learned is that you have to actually learn the business. Because if you don't learn the business, then all the things that you work for is not going to be yours. It's not going to be your children's own. And there are people who are capitalizing off of things you don't understand, and they will get rich off of you. But I learned that from Bob Marley, but me just never did listen first go around, right? Artists usually just want to be artists. You're excited. You have these ideas in your head. You want to write songs. You want to go perform places. And then some people are caught up in the fame and the money that they think comes with it. And then they get robbed in the end. Big time. So just days after the death of prominent reggae singer Fantan Mojah, a bitter dispute has erupted over who has authority to manage the late artist's affairs, with rival camps exchanging accusations over representation, over social media accounts, and over the protection of his legacy. You have to understand something about music. When you put it out there, it will always be making money for you. You know how them tell you, say, if you have to get up every day and go to work, and that is the money you earn from that job, then you're not rich. Because as soon as you get sick and can't go back to that work, they will replace you with somebody else and you stop getting that money. Now you're out of money. Find something that makes money for you even while you are asleep. You see, music is like that. Back to Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel was locked up for 13 years. He was making a whole lot of money in some astronomical figures that regular us people didn't understand. While he was doing that, that money was accumulating and how he was investing it, compound interest, everything was growing, and he wasn't out here to profit and spend it. So it was just growing and growing. And that is the reason why when he came out, he was able to do all the things that he was doing. And it shocked a lot of people because the doubters were like, yeah, him do 13 years of prison. Him get free, yes, but how much him pay for it? I bet say all that money done because him have to pay some high profile lawyer and all these other things and had to pay a lot of money to go to Privy Council and all these stuff. And then he bought a mansion in Jamaica. And then the real estate company revealed that that mansion was purchased cash. It wasn't no mortgage payment, take out a payment. So people their head started spinning. Where him get so much money from? Him lock up for the last 13 years. Y'all try to tell me, say so much money in our music? We are so late and so behind. So there's a lot of money in these reggae singers, especially the ones who make it big, and their music, their catalog, their royalties, so on and so forth. The great Supercat did a video where Supercat is a back in the day video, but Supercat talked about how they kill off the reggae artists them in order to take over their stuff. And once you're dead, somebody set the paperwork their way because Jamaica reggae music doesn't really have strong governing, so to speak. It's like a free-for-all. So there's a lot of pirates involved. Apparently, in Fantan Mojah case, that's the first thing I thought as well. I said, I hope whoever does right by him and that his children benefit, or who he wants to benefit then, benefit from his estate after he's gone. See? Well, the fighting start already. See, according to Dancehall Mag, it says the controversy has unfolded amid a flurry of phone calls and emails and disagreements over access to the singer's digital platforms following his passing on Tuesday, July 14th of 2026. Your digital platform alone accumulates a certain amount of money monthly and can be a check for somebody who continues to, like for instance, I'll give you an example. If you're making a lot of money, say on Instagram, you pass away, somebody gains access to your Instagram account and keeps it going, whatever it was you were doing, they will just continue to collect those checks. And we're talking about thousands of US dollars. Some people, Instagram is hundreds of thousands of US dollars, brand deals and all these other things. With AI, people can today still duplicate and market your image just the same way. They can sign contracts and use your image, your voice, all this other stuff. So all these are considered to be businesses. Your IG, your Facebook, your YouTube, your whatever. So now there's a dispute over who gets to control these things. So in a statement that was released on behalf of themselves, entertainment figures and artists, Jehorny, Unstoppable Fire, Coulson, and Kerry James, they said that they were the authorized management representatives of Fantan Mojah's estate, and they sought to distance his family and estate from former manager and booking agent Ray Vortex Stevens. Fantan Mojah was a beloved father. He was a devoted Rastafarian and a respected reggae artist whose music carried a message of faith and truth and resilience and upliftment to audiences in Jamaica and around the world. They said, we wish to make it very clear that Ray Vortex Stevens has had no involvement with Fantan Mojah for nearly 4 years leading up to his passing and is not authorized to represent or speak on his behalf, his family, or his estate on any platform. That statement added that all official information concerning the funeral arrangements of Fantan Mojah and the related matters would be communicated only by the family or its authorized representatives. We respectfully ask the public and the media to rely solely on these official updates and to respect the privacy of Fantan Mojah's family and close friends during this difficult time. Now, Coulson also alleged that Stevens had commandeered or taken away Fantan Mojah's Instagram account and claimed that he had made threatening remarks towards him. Yes, people will fight over your deadlift. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just telling you about the fight that is going on behind the scenes. But people will kill other people over your deadlift. Haven't we seen it? We just covered the story where the young lady was shot while sitting in her car in New York, right? Because of a house that her granny deadlift, and her mom and her mom's brother, her uncle, were also in it. Yeah, so people will kill you over other people deadlift, especially when they see a way where that deadlift can be beneficial to them financially. So Stevens now, he vehemently denies. He rejected those allegations and he accuses Coulson and James of attempting to profit off of Fantan Mojah's reputation following his death. He said Fantan Mojah didn't understand what was going on. He didn't. He never understand what took place. I guess he's meaning that Fantan Mojah didn't really take the time to understand social media, how it run, what comes from it, all these other things. He just had people in place who were responsible for X, Y, and Z. Kerry James, him never go Europe yet to perform. So he wanted to work on the Reggae Jam Festival show and he wanted Fantan Mojah to bring him up there. Unstoppable Fire, he's an artist who is in England. Him can just fly over to Germany. But both of them, they just want to benefit off of Fantan Mojah's fame and his name. Them not care nothing about Fantan Mojah. Them not care about his health. They only care about their selfish games, is what Stevens said. The former manager of Fantan Mojah also denied having access to Fantan Mojah's Instagram account like they are accusing him of. He said, "Me no have no password for it. And even if I did have it, I no want to put him picture upon it and on a song upon it." That's what he's accusing them of doing. They want to put Fantan Mojah picture up there with their songs. They want to exploit Fantan. The Instagram account should be locked and it must be deactivated too. What is there to gain by having the Instagram? Whole heap of money. Take it from me. Whole heap of money. He said, if I had access to that, what can I do with it? Can I post myself on it? He also defended his relationship with the late singer by pointing to a role that he played during Fantan Mojah's health crisis in Martinique more than 2 years ago. Even though they are saying that I haven't been in contact with Fantan for over 4 years and whatever, he said the best care that Fantan got during his whole ordeal with his heart problems was in Martinique. I was the person who demanded insurance from the promoters to pay his medical bill at the hospital, or else he would have had to leave that hospital in his sick state, not treated. You know how much that was? That was 21,000 US dollars, and it was paid. So again, for those of you who think a little bit of money and not much, not in the reggae something and all these things, I don't know. People think because if you don't see somebody flashing a mansion or flashing big expensive cars and stuff, they're how can I tell you, put it back in a when I work for peanuts or something like that, like I'm paid in peanuts. Because they're acting all surprised, like, oh, him have money. Like, would you think I work for free? 21,000 US. And he said it was paid, and it was him that facilitated it so that the promoters of the event he was there to perform had paid that fee. Stevens argued that the focus should now be on safeguarding Fantan Mojah's legacy rather than engaging in these public disputes. And he said, I just hope that they do the right thing. Neither side has publicly produced documentation establishing who actually holds legal authority over Fantan Mojah estate, his intellectual property, or his digital assets. This is exactly what it's going to come down to, your estate built by your intellectual properties and your digital assets. As a result, not to mention all the other stuff for him. So as a result, The competing claims remain undisputed, and it is ultimately expected that the family members or the legally appointed representatives of his estate will eventually determine who is authorized to manage his affairs moving forward. What that tells all of us here, you don't have to be an artist to learn from this. You don't have to be a big reggae artist to learn from this, you know. What I tell the whole of we is put your affairs in order, okay? Because usually the reggae artists don't get the money as always the white man behind the reggae artist, so it always look like poverty is following them. Exactly. And sometimes it's not even a white man behind it, you know. Sometimes it's your own people behind it. But we have a thing where we don't share knowledge, you know. Well, that's why when I did a video where I said, take stock of your circle and eliminate some people from your circle. And one of the things then that you should eliminate somebody from your circle for is when you find out that they have knowledge of how to do something that could further you, but they won't share the knowledge with you. Them people there is somebody who don't wish you no good, because there are people who are like that. You have friends out there who will stay right beside you. Family members, friends, lovers, whoever. They will stay right beside you through your entire journey. They will watch you build something from scratch. Them watch the whole struggle. They see how hard it was for you. Sometimes it looked like it wasn't even going to make it. And then boom, you start eat a food off of it. So it's all right. And it bust when now it start get bigger and better and bigger and better. But you can scale it to a whole next level and double your income and everything like that. And there is something that you need to understand how to do to get you there. And they have full knowledge of it. They won't share that knowledge with you. They will continue to watch you struggle though. But you will hear them say, but they are from day one with you, you know. I've been here since the start of it, you know. So they will look to gain off of you though. Now, that is life. What you have to do is you have to have your affairs in order though. You have to understand your business and you have to have your affairs in order. We're talking about your before death part, and then we're talking about after you pass away. One thing is certain in life for all of us is death, you know. And I hate using the word death. I just prefer to use transition. One thing is certain for all of us is that big transition that we all will make from this plane. Now, a lot of us have spent time working and accumulating things. The worst thing is to see somebody who never give a rat's ass about you in real life come play up in all of that you work so hard for and accumulated and left behind, thinking, yes, my grandpicnic, them are going to get this, or my children, them are going to get this, or my mother are going to benefit if me pass before her, or my father, or somebody who me love, my brother, my sister. And then is somebody who never like you in a real life actually come take away and scrape up the whole light because you didn't get your affairs in order. So you have to get your affairs in order, people. That's the message here for all of us. YouTube defaults to top chat to filter out potential spam bots and repeated messages. The setting will often automatically switch to top chat if the live stream is highly active, says Banches. I don't know what that is about, Banches, but I'm going to leave it right there so whoever is concerned about it can read it. Banches, this can only discourage people from coming to the chat. Okay, so there's a whole different conversation going on right there. Don't know what I'm talking about, but it's not what I'm talking about. All right. So, like I said, when Fantan Mojah first passed, this is what I thought to myself as well. I thought, damn, I hope his affairs are in order, and I hope that his family and his children benefit from his legacy. Only to hear now, big fight start already about who owns what and who's going to control what and these kind of things. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Morning, SoFlo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
We know say I talk about Fantan Mojah.
Yeah.
But where Bunches are talk about is the same thing with the same problem where everybody have with not seeing certain people in the chat. So I might try to break it down for we and let you understand why it changed and why it's the way it is now versus how it used to be.
Okay.
So it makes sense to me now, but this new thing where Emma explained, it can cause people to like discourage them from going to the chat.
Okay.
Because if every single time you go to the chat, you have to do this, people not gonna remember all the time to do it. And that's why some people don't see each other in the chat.
Okay.
Because you have to do it every single time. If Lee's up on the phone with you right now, as we come off of the phone, if we go back in our chat, we have to do it again.
All right.
That's all I might try to explain.
Okay.
Later.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, that's that. Understood. If that is that, then that is that, right? Understand that is not something that we have control of. So just don't say you have to do it again and do it again and then keep it moving, right? All right. Fully subscribe to the music channel. Big up yourself, Andrew. I appreciate you greatly. Andrew Skinner, Renegade, thank you. I appreciate you greatly. All right. And Audrey says, I have to do it several times during the chat as well. I think I have the chat speed set to 1 second. Like each person has 1 second. See, I can set the chat speed to each person has like 30 seconds before you can actually type again, which would make the chat run super slow. And then you would be able to see every comment and you'll probably be able to see every person as well. However, if I do it like that, then that might also discourage any people too, because sometimes you want to answer right back and you want to say something again. And imagine if you have to wait a whole minute or two before you can say a next something again and say a next something again. So either one is working how it's working, and once we understand how it works, we just roll with the program of how it works. See? All right. Moving right along. 30 no go work. Yes, the chat speed good. The chat speed good. All right, we'll keep it right there, so. So moving right along. We hope that Fantan Mojah's case is worked out as far as who is going to be in control of his intellectual properties and his assets and his digital footprint and all these other kind of things, you know, his royalties and all these other kind of things, his catalog. Who are going to be in control of all these things? How much is it going to be worth at the end of the day when it's all tallied up? Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to tally up all his stuff. They're going to tell you how much it's worth, and then they're going to break it down to who gets what and who gets what and all that stuff. And I hope the right thing is done by him. Message of the day. You're only here for a short time. And then when you're gone, you can't take none of this around you that you see with you. So it will go left here for somebody else enjoy it or fight over it. Either way. So you figure out what you're going to do in that situation. All right? All right. Now, moving on to the next topic of the morning right here. We're going to keep it busy this morning, keep it moving just the same. Moving on to the next topic of the morning, I think we should go with, we got the Fantan Mojah out the way. You see how my screen turned green? All right. We've got the Vybz Kartel out the way. We've got, let's talk about this one right here. Very interesting story. Why, if people are to judge you by the way that you look, then J-Man, they must say you do it, bro. J-Man just looked like he did it, you know? By the way, before we get into that story here, to my brother them in Jamaica, me's a person who don't like cut my hair either. I don't know if y'all can tell. I don't like cutting my hair. I don't like... I honestly like the raggedy look, but I have to go into spaces where the raggedy look is not a look that is accepted. So, of course, you will see me shave up and clean and cut up and all these things from time to time. But if I had it my way, I would probably be looking something like this most of the time and all the time. Still would I carry myself a certain way still. Like even right now, I haven't cut my hair in forever and my hair is just growing out. The hair grow gone enough to where it can braid up now and all these things. Because I just don't feel like scraping myself. Like, you know, one time we kill pig a country and then we have you see them scrape the hog meat. That's how I feel every time we have to shave and cut up on these things. That's just my personal feeling though. But from a Jamaican brother them, I'm a Caribbean brother them, especially those of you who are coming into the United States of America, or you in Jamaica who the police them a kill off constantly. Remember when I told you all about the hip hop police, and one of the hip hop police admitting on video that yes, there's a special organization called the Hip Hop Police, which was specifically organized to target hip hop artists and fans. And they look for certain things. Well, I have to tell you that they've done the same thing in the Caribbean too. Remember, US authorities work with Caribbean authorities, crime fighting techniques. They travel back and forth and exchange ideas with each other. And pay attention and exchange ideas with each other. So this is something that they actually are using the model in the Caribbean as well. If you're out on the road and you look like this right here, you might think you're wild and free and you're happy and you just don't like shave up yourself and all these things. Law enforcement is looking at you as you know which part the illegal drugs is. You know a couple gunman there. You probably have some drugs or some gun on you at this time. Good time to stop you, shake you down, search your vehicle, all these other kind of things. You understand? And it's just that simple. I didn't set that, they did. Okay, so we're not allowed to walk around looking like how we choose to look. This is and the hip hop police actually said, because he was involved in the whole shakedown in New York. When I was living in New York, they had what was called stop and frisk, and it was fully active. I remember I told y'all they used to come around the block that I lived on like literally every 5 minutes. Every 5 to 10 minutes, a police cruiser circle with block. And if you are outside just chilling on the block, them jump out 4 deep on you, push you up on the wall, spread your legs, lift up your hat, look under it, pat your down, gone behind your ears, inner your crotches, all kind of something. And you like on the wall, like, the fuck, what y'all do? What? I was doing nothing. I live right here. This is my building. I'm right in front of my building. Then would I just push you out of the way like this, jump back into them car, drive off. Guess what they were looking for? They were targeting anybody who looked like the fashion that the popular hip-hop artists them at the moment were portraying through their music videos. So this is the look that the popular dancehall artists them portray most of the time through their music videos a lot of the time. If I know them looks up, them entourage look like this. So Jamaican police and Caribbean police, Trinidad and them have taken on the same thing that the US does, and they're targeting you guys who look like this. Here's another thing. In the Caribbean, you're guilty because of what you said and how you look. Not because of what you did. If them can prove say you did it is a plus, but they don't really rely on proof that you did it. And I'm speaking of the population, the people them. So once the public look upon you and say, yes, all criminal, you can't see it in my eye them. Look upon him look evil. Come here look, and him beard, why him look so? Why boy not clean up himself and look nice and decent? That's what they use against you a lot of the times as well. All right? So that's why I started the video by saying, boy, J-Man, if you go before some people who are rely upon looks for say you're guilty, that picture you say you did it. You understand where I'm coming from now? All right. You know a guy who was charged for trespassing in his own building? Yeah, they were brutal back in the day, man. When I was in New York, they were brutal with it. They were brutal with it. I love New York, but I had to get back to the South because, you know, in the South, yeah, you make a little something out of life for yourself. You can have your big yard with it fully fenced in, privacy fence and these things. We never really did have that in the middle of Brooklyn. There, so. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
SoFlo, I think the same. Me never did they feel guilty because me not like judge people. Me not know the man. Me not know his situation. But the first time I see him picture, that's the first thing will come to my mind. Like him look like the type of person who would do something like that.
And that's why I started off right
This
here.
man could be an innocent, just probably depressed or sad or whatever. But the looks when have just the first time I see him.
Yes.
That's the first thing will come to my mind.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I started off right there. That's why I started off. And that's why I started off right there. I have a whole story on what's going on with J Mando, but that's exactly why I started off right here with the video, with his appearance and how he's being judged by his appearance. But on a
And
broader
if me see this, then them see them must see that too.
mm-hmm.
The ones that are targeting people that look a certain way.
Yeah, them in the same society, but that's why I felt it important to enlighten the people them that is what is
that your looks play a part in
absolutely, absolutely.
Now go back in the chat so you can finish.
All right.
All right.
Now telling our story real quick before I start the J-Man story. So while I was in Brooklyn, this is long time ago, there's a brother who used to come to the barbershop, right? And he dressed in suits, or he dressed what we would call GQ-esque. Before GQ-esque looking thing was a thing, he looked like a southern gentleman in the middle of New York, and he carried a black sachet bag, one of them big leather bag that sling cross him body, and him suit, and him always have on a bow tie or a tie and stuff like that. He was a Trini. Him come and get him haircut, him leave, everything like that. He keep coming. One day, me I cut him hair because his barber wasn't there, and him said to me, say, Dread, you know anybody who wants some good weed in heavyweight? I said, no, I don't know nobody who want no good weed in a heavyweight still, but I can look around for you because I Brooklyn me there, you know what I'm saying? And me used to do my own juggling too. But my juggling, me I do a like nickel and dime stuff. I'm not going to try to put myself up there today and talk about I was moving pounds. I was moving no pounds. Me that move small something. Anyway, the brother said when we done cut him here, he must show me something, right? And he's going to give me a sample. I'm looking at this guy like, you must be police. You must be police because you the last person I expected. Now, mind you, I'd seen him for years. He came to the same barbershop for years, and him always did look the same way. And we all thought he was into upper echelon stuff or one of them square cut guys. So when him done, cut him here, we went one side, and the brother opened up the bag where he did have on him. And the amount of compressed bricks that was in that bag. See me? Because I was completely shocked. He doesn't drive a car. He never drove a car. He never owned a car. So while some of the youth them start sell liquor drugs and first thing them pull up in a Beamer. Remember, I know Crown Heights me there in a Migla, Brooklyn. I'm talking about I had clients that used to pull up and, yo, Dread, give me a shape up real quick. Boom, boom, and shape up them here. The man give me, he said, what are you, Dread? $100 in my hand. Them time there, a $7.50 and $10 for your shape up. Beard and hair. I'm going to pay $10 for them service and $90 tip. I'm talking about young guys too. That's 19, 20, 21. Black Bimmer outside, jumping at them Bimmer gone, and we're like, yeah. Him start sell crack, you know? Yeah, him start sell coke. And then we would hear the stories later. You don't know who them just killed? Yeah, boy, I'm just go to Philly. And then beat him with a shovel of Philly and kill him in a one drug house, blah, blah, blah. I could tell you all so many stories. This brother flew under the radar for years. He didn't look the part. He didn't sound the part. He didn't act the part. The brother don't have no car. Him take train, public transportation, bus. And him dress nice. And him clean cut. So when we see the whole heap of compressor brick them in the bag, me I said, blood fire. And I'm looking at him like, you carry all of this? Him say, yeah, man, and he has a thick Trini accent too, but he can switch his accent between like sounding really American and sounding like he's from a Caribbean island somewhere. So we're having these conversations about how you do this and why you do this. He's like, this is what I do. This is my business. So I learned from them people there. I said, blood fire. What a way to fly under the radar. He flew under the radar. He has never been caught. Well, not to my knowledge of all the years I was there. And then I left. And of course, I now keep tabs on the man. So I don't know how life turned out for him. But I'm willing to bet that he probably went on to do other things in life and switch it up. And he wasn't one of them that got fling up on the wall and search every time they saw them. He would walk right through the block, police there, everything. He's never been, hey, come here. Turn around, face the wall. He never faced any of that, ever. So, J-Man's story now. Y'all might have heard some of this story I've told my audience before, this is a story where I don't indulge in gangster stories out of Jamaica because Jamaica is very small for me. I go everywhere. And because I go everywhere, I don't move with no big security team or nothing like that. I'm a family man. You see me with my wife, you see me with my children. I understand also that if you don't understand certain things, just don't say anything at all, because you putting out false information could be detrimental to some people because them whole case is detrimental. This case right here, so, and another one that is connected to this one is what I'm walking you into. Jameer Shelton, that's his real name, but them call him J-Man. The Jamaican national who prosecutors have sought to call as an overseas witness in a high-profile triple murder case in Jamaica. Him. This high-profile triple murder case involves Linval Thompson, otherwise known as Shabdon. Shabdon is the prominent music producer who has produced some of the biggest in modern time dancehall songs for some of the most prominent artists. J-Man right here, so ended up in the United States of America when a little fracas did start in Jamaica, and now they want him to come back to Jamaica or to use his testimony from where he is in the US in a case in Jamaica to convict Shabdon, the music producer, of murder or triple murder. So, for those of y'all who don't know who Shabdon is, this is Shabdon right here. Shabdon was, some people say so flow and cover up his face because I'm a gunman, not because I no image. Shabdon covered his face for years because his mysterious thing, the mysterious figure thing. It's about branding and image, right? So every time he did a big song, people would be like, yo, I want to produce upon this, who build a beat ya? And they would be like, Shabdon. And people would be like, well, who named Shabdon? Show him. And they would show this picture right here. That picture over here, sir. The one where him have him face cover up, right here, sir. Y'all can tell I'm fighting with which side to point to. But that one right there, sir, where I'm having face cover up. That was his image for the longest. So it added some mysteriousness to who this person is that is so talented. Well, eventually, his identity was revealed. So people get to see him face, right? And then they were able to dig further into his background and all this other kind of stuff. So the closely watched cross-border case is one of the investigators, is one that the investigators have linked to a violent St. James gang feud that authorities say spilled from Western Jamaica over into South Florida, United States of America, where multiple people have lost their lives. Court records that were obtained by the Gleaner have shown that South Florida, Shelton's jury trial, this is Shelton, J-Man, his jury trial is scheduled to begin on November 9th here in the United States of America before the Broward County Circuit Judge Bernard I. Bober in Fort Lauderdale. Shelton has pleaded not guilty and he remains incarcerated at the Broward Main Jail without bond. The confirmation of that trial date comes just a few months after the St. James Circuit Court in Jamaica granted an application by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for 2 overseas witnesses to testify through a video link in the triple murder case against Shabdon, the music producer, and Tajay Clark, who is known as Fathead. Shelton, right here on the screen, he remains in custody in the United States. He is one of the witnesses that the prosecution in Jamaica has sought to have testify remotely, or testify from which part him dead then. Legal and logistical challenges associated with securing this piece of evidence from an imprisoned witness overseas are among some of the factors that have contributed to the repeated delay in the Jamaican proceedings. So, people are asking, yo, Soflo, want to Shabdon case? What go on with Shabdon? Them just lock up the man so unlike him now and get no trial or nothing now happen. This is the whole update right here, okay? Shabdon is incarcerated in Jamaica and they are going to take him to trial for the triple murder, and they need J-Man testimony and somebody else's testimony to further their case. This is pretty much what the prosecution has built their case on. So it's like them can't move forward without that testimony from J-Man them, but J-Man is incarcerated in the US. Because after these incidents allegedly happened in Jamaica, allegedly, meaning allegedly these guys were involved, happened in Jamaica, J-Man found himself in the United States of America and then found himself caught up in other murder charges in the US and has been incarcerated since he has been put in custody. This reads like a Netflix series. May I tell us that Jamaica don't really need we don't really need TV and them thing there, If you just sit down and watch Jamaica, we play out like a Netflix series every day of the week. Something always happening. Jamaica is always playing. All you have to do is press play or open up your eye them. You know what I mean? So Shabdon on the chopping block because they are waiting on testimony from J-Man them. How that's going to work out with the U.S. authorities, I'm sure Jamaican authorities have approached the U.S. authorities and say, hey, there's a guy that you have in custody who is also a witness for us in a triple murder situation here. And it's ironic that murder is what he's charged for there as well in the US. All we want to know is how we can get to him and how we can extract testimony from him. Of course, they're not going to free him up out of the US so he can fly to Jamaica and testify and then fly back to do time in the prison in the US. So are we going to have to do this? We're going to have to do this remotely, and we need the cooperation from US authorities. This is where the case is. This is what the holdup is. J-Man case now in the US is about to start in November 9th of this year. So July now, August, September, October, and then boom, November is here. In the army, we call that 3 months and a wake up. Because when you reach November, you don't count that because that's when it starts. All right. It was a birthday party. And the Jamaican case stems from a brazen May 25th, 2022 shooting at a birthday party that was being kept at Marl Road in Rose Heights in St. James, in which Chamario Calvin, who them used to call Chippy, and Chadwell Frazier, who them used to call Bomb Brain, and then Tori Ann Reed, who they used to call Two Fly, one girl, two guys, they were all killed. And two other persons were wounded in the situation. Shelton was among those who were wounded in the attack. This is him, making him one of the surviving witnesses. So what Jamaican authorities is saying that Shabdon shoot up the party and shoot and kill 3 people in there, him and his henchmen, along with this guy right here, who also got shot, and he ran for his life, left Jamaica, and illegally entered the United States of America, looking to get away from the drama that was happening in Jamaica, his homeland. Shelton, he's one of the wounded who survived, making him one of the surviving eyewitnesses. He fled the country for the US after that attack happened, and he was publicly seen with dancehall artist Squash, who is now incarcerated in the US. Squash, whose given name is Andre Whitaker, is serving time for a separate offense. We already know Squash did get catch with a gun. Squash Paro, him have him gun pan him, them catch him, them say the Glock did chip and all these other things. Eventually However that turned out, Squash has done his time or is doing his time and is scheduled to be released. I told you on Monday that they got more time off. So when y'all hear people saying that Squash, I get him time reduced, because there's no way somebody who don't have status in the US is there on what they call immigration probation, because he had to report in, right, that he could get catch multiple times and him not get deported yet. Remember, I know one time Squash get catch, but I was trying to explain to my audience, like, the first time Squash got caught, he got married. And because he got married and a paperwork was put in on his behalf to adjust his status through marriage, they ended up giving him immigration parole or probation, however them say it, which means you are let out of custody, but you must report monthly to a certain location until your case work out. And then after that, now, we couldn't make no excuse him get catch again. This time him get catch with the gun. And the FBI agent that testified said he didn't have Squash under surveillance. They were surveying other people. And they so happened that Squash walked into their live surveillance, and that's how he got caught up. And they actually witnessed the person they had under surveillance give Squash one gun, which when they radioed to the local police and said, hey, track this Mercedes-Benz. There's a gun that we just saw went in it, blah, 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 blah. And them track the car and pull them over and search the car and find a gun. And they found multiple guns, but the one they were looking for that they think they saw at the surveillance point where it was being handed over exchange, them say, that gun there are the gun. So happened, that gun was a chipped Glock or a modified weapon. Now, you can't have status, no status in the country if you have that, and you get catch with it, and it's not a regular gun, it's a modified, it's a chipped Glock, and you only come out with less than a year in a prison. So this is the reason why you hear people saying, this is the guy where my work against. This is supposed to be his homie, his friend. As a matter of fact, I could take you back to a point where, you see, the feds play a certain way, right? If you're doubting them, then we'll release evidence to the public. Now, when they release the pictures that had Squash in the picture with J-Man, they actually said in the news that these pictures, they got them off of Squash's own Instagram. Because him do music videos, right? Because music I am thing. So him do some music video and him dog them round him, them in the music video them. Well, they also said that they had determined that this is an individual who crossed over into the US illegally. I believe it was through Mexico or some other point, and had no status to be here. And he's the individual who is also wanted for the murders that had happened recently, blah, blah, blah. And he wasn't the only one. There were others in that they said crossed over illegally as well, not just him. But I remember Squash IG went blank the next day. Like, all the videos and pictures disappeared from it. And some people were laughing because they were like, yeah, it's too late to scrub your IG now because them already catch what them want off it already. And even then, these American authorities, they don't play, because once you post something, it's stored in the clouds, really gone because you erase it. So if anything, they could probably go back and dig up where you didn't have that before, blah, blah, blah. So that was the conversation. Just to get everybody up to speed with what this is. So anytime you hear them say Squash a snitch, and that's why in time I get lesson, and this are the person where them I try to say he's snitching on. Now I'm understanding the story. It was supposed to be that all these guys were friends at one point. Shabdon, Squash, what the other one name again? Dark Lord, which is Chronic Law. All of these guys were supposed to be friends at one point, right? Something happened where the friendship went sour, and now bodies were dropping and people were taking sides and all these other things. That's how I understand it from outside, because I'm an outsider looking in and I have no inside information and I only read what is put out in the paper by US authorities and by the Jamaican authorities. Make we get that clear. All right. Now, local prosecutors have argued that Shelton evidence is material to their case against Thompson and Clark. Thompson is Linval Thompson, otherwise known as Shabdon. 4 months after the birthday bloodshed, Shelton himself, this is him, he was arrested in Florida and he was charged in connection with deadly shooting that investigators believe unfolded against the backdrop of the same violent conflict that had gripped sections of St. James. Remember when I said to you that if I was squash attorney, I don't know if this could work in court or not, but I'm pretty sure that it could at least have them thinking this is a guy who is really running for his life, and I would see why he would arm himself even though he's not of proper status to bear arms. Remember, so you can't have no gun here unless you are a green card holder or a citizen. And he wasn't either of those. So as an remember when I said that? I said as an attorney, I would have said, Your Honor, my client actually came to the United States of America to escape violence. He has lost countless family members already, super close to him, including blood brothers, and he fears for his life. Now, he thought he was safe in the US, but after he got here, he has ran into people who he ran away from Jamaica to escape. And these people, he's pretty sure, are people who have taken lives or will take his life. And that's the reason he's paranoid. He is not a criminal. He is a entertainer who makes a very good living off of his music and entertainment. He's a musician. He's an artist. But he really fears for his life because whatever is happening in his hometown in Jamaica has actually spilled over into this part of the US where he is. And given his status, he can't really just pick up and move and go from state to state running, hiding from these people. So he's forced to stay where he's at, and he has to report to immigration authorities on a monthly basis, which he has been doing, but he fears for his life. And this is why my client carries a weapon, just in case, right? Remember when we did, I said that would be a good argument for at least some lessening of his sentence or some consideration to his situation. All right. And this me did I talk about, but me never want to go into details yet because I didn't see anything printed yet. Remember how me do my thing. I don't talk about nothing when me don't know or people business. Once it is made public like this, printed and sent to the world, then SoFlo will talk about it. So nobody can butt me up a road and say, yo, dog, you talk about people them like saying, hey, this is the source right here. This is what we were discussing. Something that was printed to the public, published to the public through these huge media entities, and it's still out there. And that's what I talk about. Me never said nothing that wasn't in it. Right. So the Broward case now dates back to the night of October 19th of 2022, when Lauderhill police responded to reports of sustained gunfire. They heard a whole heap of gunfire outside of the Blueberry Hill condominium on Blueberry Court. Officers found two men who were suffering from multiple gunshot wounds in the parking lot, and both of them were pronounced dead at the scene. The victims were later identified as Dwayne Francis, otherwise called Muscleman. I'm not going to say much about Muscleman because there's a whole other part we could get into there, which I refuse to. Now, might do later on. And the other one that was pronounced dead at the scene was Jeff Murray, otherwise called Ford Lord. Now I'm going to say nothing. Again, we don't know if we're going to pick up them there. According to Shelton's arrest affidavit, surveillance footage allegedly showed a dark-colored sedan reversing into the parking area before several men exited the vehicle. Investigators alleged that Sheldon, you see on the screen here, he approached the group gathered outside moments before another individual opened fire. Police further alleged that Shelton was wounded during the exchange and he fled. behind a nearby residence, and he later returned to the scene where surveillance footage captured him firing at one of the wounded men as they were laying on the ground. A short time later, a man who was suffering from gunshot wounds to the neck was dropped off at the HCA Florida Woodmont Hospital in Tamarack, and detectives identified that man as him, Shelton. Investigators also reported that they recovered blood from 3 locations along that route, taken by those who were fleeing the scene or the fleeing suspects. And according to the affidavit, forensic testing matched samples taken from Shelton. So, here you have a case. Shooting happened, they seen somebody, them say in the video the person look like you. Boom, them watch and them say, Ross, him get shot in the video too. People are saying, I set him up. How them know say him? I tell you, you see that place here? This is not Jamaica, Papa. They don't do stuff like how it's done in Jamaica. And it's hard to cover up certain things. What they're saying in a nutshell is he got shot on the scene. The individual who they see in the video is him, because his DNA was found at the scene of the double murder and along the route in 3 other locations to get help at the hospital where he got help. Detectives reportedly rely on the surveillance footage, witness statements, and hospital records in building this case against J-Man. J-Man, known as Shelton, or Shelton known as J-Man, he was originally charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder with a firearm, serious charges, probably ain't never coming out if you're convicted. However, current Broward County Sheriff Office jail records describe the principal offenses as murder, dangerous, depraved, without premeditation. Without premeditation. So if premeditation is not in it, then it probably cannot be considered first-degree murder, right? Well, as far as this case is going now it says he's charged with murder, dangerous, depraved, without premeditation, quote unquote, and indicate that the charges were amended from first-degree murder, while related court entries continue to reference the original first-degree murder count. So the Florida investigation drew immediate attention in Jamaica after the detectives there received information suggesting that the killings were connected to an ongoing feud involving rival Montego Bay gangs. I must tell you all also that there is an individual, because the U.S. authorities did say that they have an individual who is and was a part of these guys, like used to be good friend with them, him himself getting in trouble in the U.S., and he's the one that's spilling the beans from the inside. And this is how they are able to connect and say, this is a war that started in Jamaica and it spilled over here because he's telling them things. They already told us that. So the Florida investigation drew immediate attention in Jamaica after the detectives received information suggesting that these killings were connected to an ongoing feud involving rival Montego Bay gangs. That assessment echoed concerns publicly expressed by the Jamaica Constabulary Force shortly after the Lauderhill shootings. In an interview in November of 2022, when Deputy Superintendent of Police Aaron Samuels, who was in charge of operations in St. James Police Division, he said investigators believe that the gang conflict that had fueled a wave of murders in Western Jamaica, he believes it has now spread to South Florida. And remember one time I tell you, say, if you're involved in things in Jamaica, and you say you're a runway go foreign, don't come Florida if you're hide, you're planning to hide. Especially don't go to South Florida if you're planning to hide. Just like I would tell you, don't go to New York, and definitely don't land in Brooklyn, New York, to be specific, if you are running from anything drama like these will happen a yard. Because the Jamaican community is strong here. It's super strong here. Everybody know that Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, Lauderhill, frigate, Dade County and Broward County. Them two county there. That's called that Jamaica. So if you are run and a hide, those are places I would say don't go. You're more likely to run into your enemies there, or if you're hiding, you're more likely to get caught. I'm not telling you how not to get caught or how to avoid law enforcement, but I'm telling you, if you're running to save your life, don't come here. Now, he said that the police had heightened security measures in St. James amid fears of a reprisal killing, but noted at the time that investigators believed that many of the principal players were either behind bars or they had fled the island and gone to other countries. The Broward prosecution in the U.S. has moved slowly through the Florida court system over the past 4 years. The docket reflects numerous status conferences, defense continuances, changes of attorneys, and transfers between judicial divisions before the matter was ultimately assigned to this judge who will now hear it. So these are all the things for all the people who are wondering, so when time J-Man I go court, I when film trial I go start. They're basically giving you a full update. They're telling you why Shabdon case takes so long, because them are wait upon J-Man case for work out so they can actually get to J-Man through U.S. authorities and try get him to testify in the Shabdon case so they can get a conviction in Jamaica against Shabdon. And in the U.S., J-Man case is moving pretty slow because of a bunch of different things that I just explained to you. Court records show that Shelton's attorney filed a written plea of not guilty and a notice of participation in discovery in June of this year, that last month. Following a subsequent status conference, this is where they go meet, right, to see where the case is at, who's ready, and should we take it to court. The court fixed November 9th, 2026 as for jury selection to begin in this trial. So they might go with a jury trial. The impending proceedings are expected to attract close attention on both sides of the Florida Straits, as Shelton occupies the usual position as being both a murderer accused awaiting trial in the USA and a prosecution witness in one of Jamaica's most closely watched criminal cases. Unless the Broward courts orders a further adjournment, jury selection is expected to begin as planned, which will be November 9th. Thanks to Andre Williams from the Jamaica Gleaner for this update right here and the thorough read through and put together of this case. Now, my question is, where is Shabdon? Want to Shabdon? And why Shabdon can't go out? Come out on bail. People, I know they call me criminal sympathizer or whatever, but they call me so simply because I just demand proof. I demand irrefutable proof, irrefutable evidence. In J-Man's case, I am no attorney, but I am thinking that unless J-Man comes up with a story of he don't know these guys, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he got caught up in the middle of their shootout, and that is how his blood end up at the scene where law authorities in the U.S. said they found it, one of the 3 locations. I find it hard to be able to beat this case. I saw the surveillance video. I'm not going to say whether I think that was J-Man or not. I'm just going to say I saw the surveillance video. Because they put it out for everybody to see it. Then I'm going to say it's very hard for you to explain why your blood did so, especially if they have somebody who was a part of you, who is telling behind the scenes and connecting the dots for them, and the dots are actually connecting when they go to connect them. So J-Man case is a case where I'm not even going to predict the outcome. I'm see people get worse than this actually and end up beat it. Walk, technicalities, complications, whatever the case may be. We have to go see how this work out. Shabdon case now though. In a Shabdon case, listen, I follow these cases closely, right? So the little that I'm able to say on screen, I will say it with conviction. Shabdon case I find very, 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 very weird. And the reason why I found it weird is, for one, if you're a prominent music producer who you can name the biggest of the big names in the industry and their hit songs and a year named upon them there, you have no reason to go out there and play a gunman and go shoot up party and kill people, bare-face, and everybody see you, right? Mind you, the thing about Shabdon case is they tried to pin a bribery case on Shabdon right before this happened. Shabdon got pulled over, right? Driving in an expensive luxury car with a fellow individual. The car got pulled over. Police want to search the car. They searched it. They found a gun. Shabdon was brought in. It was plastered all over the news in Jamaica that illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, and he was found with a gun and blah, blah, blah. The other youth that was in the car said, that's not Shabdon's gun, that's his gun. He got convicted of the possession of the gun. JCF was forced to release Shabdon. Shabdon said, "No, my gun, me never know said under him seat." They couldn't prove otherwise. So him escaped that one day and them say, yo, you're slippery like wet soap. All right. They came right back again with a bribery charge. First I did the bribery. Yeah, them came back with the bribery charge. So now the bribery charge says, in that same incident when them did pull over the car and them find the gun, the officer said, aha, I got it. Look on this gun. Him said, Shabdon called him to the side and said, officer, me give you money and you make that gun there disappear. I forgot how much the amount was. It was like $1 million, you know, or 10,000 US or something like that. I forgot. I don't quote me on that because I don't remember exactly. But we've covered the story before where I had the information in front of me straight out of Jamaica. And then we had a definite number. Right now, may I tell the story from memory, so I don't remember the exact amount. But according to the police, him say, you must feel like him say, you must feel like man a small, like a picnic money argument and something like that, right? Or you can't bribe me, boy, me upstanding, whatever the case may be, he rejected it. This is after Shabdon done get released and everything, them go pick him up again and charge him with the bribery and come with this a story now. This is the reason why I said a body camera is super important, because nobody would have to guess what happened. Every time you do a traffic stop, your body camera goes on. There are consequences for the officer to face when you interact with civilians and your body camera did not go on. Put the rotted camera upon the officer then, because if the soon as it, yo, we pull over that beamer there, you know, boop, body camera on, woo woo, pull them over. Hey, we have a reason for search up the car. Come out of the vehicle. Do what you do. Do what you do. We applaud you for doing what you do. But then you could easily have said, okay, nobody don't want to believe we. Here is the footage. And on the footage, we would have seen Shabdon saying, yo, officer, me give $1 million US. I mean, me give $1 million Jamaican or 10,000 US or whatever the case may be. Make them gun that disappear for we. Then you would have something to stand on. It's just a word of mouth. The same officer then will go after him with the gun and couldn't pin it to him, come back later with the murder charge, with not the murder charge, with the bribery charge. Couldn't pin the bribery charge to him either, because him beat that too. Then forward with the triple murder case. So it went from the gun to the bribery to the triple murder. I mean, I said, blood fire is like them really want to hold on to Shabdon. So when they came with the triple murder, I was like, damn, they got him. They got him because it's a serious offense. And they can definitely look on you and say, well, you know, if I did one murder accused, I probably would have sent you up on bail because we give murder a bail all the time. But as a triple murder case, this is very serious. We're going to have to keep you in custody until your trial date. And I can go look it up right now. Shabdon has been incarcerated for quite some time now. No case now run yet. And him can't get no bail in Jamaica. Right? Then Shabdon have a woman who he's in with. They are planning for him to leave Jamaica because obviously he's being targeted. So the man having passport and everything, right? And he's going to go see authorities, immigration authorities, to sort out his legal matters to see if he can leave if he can leave Jamaica to go to another place, another island, somewhere, breeze out Jamaica, because, you know, obviously them are come for you. Why them pull over the car that he was in with his legal travel documents that day? And the news headline that hit Jamaica was prominent dancehall producer Shabdon Linval Thompson Jr. was apprehended as he tried to flee the island. Now, me I said to myself, say, where did they catch him? On the road. How did I try to flee the island on the road? Word of mouth from law enforcement says he had a boat waiting for him somewhere and whatever. You see what that just did right there? That says you are a flight risk. So, a serious charge like a triple murder, plus we catch you on road with all your travel papers, intelligence. Somebody tell we say, you're going to be fleeing today. And we follow them information and we catch you. Your Honor, no bail for him. He's a flight risk. He was actually about to leave. Lucky, so we catch him. Again, I said, poor rascal investigation. Why didn't y'all follow him? Sneak it, follow him and wait. Watch him when him go on the boat. And then call in your authorities. Not true? They published the story as if them catch the man on the boat and he was just about to slide off into Haiti or somewhere and them and pull him over. Honestly, them don't have nothing on Shabdon. They don't have a thing on the man. Now, am I saying he's guilty or innocent of the crimes he's been accused of? I'm skeptical about that too. And the reason why I'm skeptical about that is the Jamaica Constabulary Force first report said that the people them will shoot up the party, they had their face completely covered and nobody knows who their identity is. Then nobody don't know who do it. Later on, the story changed now to say them know say a Shabdon. So if the 3 man them or the 2 man them who shoot up the place had their face completely covered, long sleeve, nobody no see, no part of them can't know nothing, how all of a sudden an eyewitness pick Shabdon out in our lineup? How can you pick me out in our lineup when I committed the crime like this? I saw me commit the crime, you know, and you pick me out in a lineup where my face is shown in the lineup, but the crime was committed like this. So how do you match this to this? You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm asking. So when people are talking about big or criminal sympathizer, boy, so flow. No, I'm feeling like you're a grown person, and if you did the crime, you should go do the time. Me not special with nobody. But I'm trying to have them like, don't just dash with people without putting the thing together to where I look on it and I can say, well, are you, is you, them prove them case is you. They haven't proven their case. All they've proven to me in Shabdon case is that they were targeting him. All they're proving to me in Shabdon cases that they've been going for him. They went for him. They attempted for him in all the instances I just explained clearly to you. And I notice I never stutter with it. I explain it clearly because I saw it go. And mind you, I'm not the kind of person that takes putting information out there lightly, because you can definitely be held liable if you put false information out. This is why I only go off of what has been put out by what is supposed to be reputable sources or credible sources or people in positions of authority. That way, I can say, see there, it was printed right here. And it came from the JCF that day, at that time, right there. So them can't say, so Flo, just sit down there and just make up any kind of shit they want to make up. I'm telling you all exactly how it's going. So for Shabdon case, me no know. But if the youth what them have in the US named J-Man actually takes a stand, and J-Man come tell them, say, me and Shabdon did a beef, I know him like that. And how me know say him? Because him tell me, say, suck your mother boy, blah, 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 and him actually talk to him before him shoot way up. So although him face cover and people around you might not know who, me know say him. If you see if J-Man come with one of them kind of story there, then Shabdon him food cook, overcook. But if J-Man decides that I don't have nothing to tell y'all, me don't know what I talk about, them now gonna have nothing for what Shabdon pan. So we have to watch the case then and see how it plays out. And J-Man case is connected to Shabdon case in that way. Dancehall music producer Linval Shabdon Thompson Jr. is awaiting trial in the St. James Circuit Court in Jamaica on 3 counts of murder stemming from the May 25th, 2022 shooting in Rose Heights. He and his co-accused, Tajay Clark, they remain in custody. The triple murder case involves the shooting death of 24-year-old Chamario Calvin, 27-year-old Chadwell Frazier, and 26-year-old Toyan Reed. And the start of the trial faced extensive delays, including arguments over whether the prosecution's witness could testify via video link from Florida, and Thompson's absence from a scheduled September 2025 court date. And them have him in custody, so him missing a court date and a film fault. So while the murder proceedings are ongoing, Thompson, which is Shabdon, he was acquitted of separate corruption and bribery charges in Kingston. The presiding judge, Alwyn Smith, cleared him on March 2nd of 2026 after citing inconsistencies in the prosecution's evidence. For continuous updates on the local proceedings, you can follow all the local coverage through places like the Jamaica Gleaner and or just tune in right here, because I'm super invested in finding out the full gist of these stories. See? What you say, Audrey? Audrey said fruit from the poisonous tree. Everything them say and use for whole and charge him need for dash out. Yeah, Shabdon case to me is just weird. If them they tell me say Shabdon pay somebody to do it, me would have said, boy, I don't know, maybe. I don't know, I'm not there. Like, prove that to me too. But if you tell me say, this is a prominent music producer here, just go brawl and shoot up big party, kill 3 people, and you didn't, no witness saw any face, because the man, all of them did mask up, long sleeve, everything, them not see no defining marks like, yo, him have some red star on him right hand and the Jamaica flag upon him bicep, or no descriptive characteristic what could have tied them to the individuals. And then later on, you talk about he was identified in a lineup. How do you identify a masked man in a lineup where the man face is now made clear? I hope him attorney them have some sense. I know sometimes you get some lean boot attorney some loose belt attorney where them really can't save you. So I hope his attorney have some damn sense, and I hope they can actually bring this to a close. But I foresee Shabdon being able to walk away from this one too. My advice to Shabdon, though, if he beat the case here, get the hell up out of Jamaica as fast as you can. I don't know where you're going to go, but come out as fast as you can, because this ain't going to be the last time they come for you. You heard? Now, if they come up with stuff to hold you and it is proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that them source and their evidence is credible, then you just have to go do your time, bro. But me foresee Shabdon walking away from this. That's my prediction on Shabdon case. Can't make no prediction on J-Man case. That case is super complicated. We have to go see what go on Dessa when that happens. Where so them have bionic them have bionic eyes. Them can't see through even steel. I don't know. I think they just set up Shabdon. You know, like you would hear. I don't even want to get into any of that because I'm not gonna end up mentioning other names that I'm sure they would appreciate me not mentioning their names in this instance. So we walk through the J-Man trial. J-Man trial, for those of you who've been wondering, asking, November 9th is the set date for J-Man to go to trial in the United States of America, in the state of Florida. His trial begins November 9th of 2026, right? My question as to where is Shabdon and what is taking place in his trial was just explained completely, and we now know that it is stalled because they are waiting on J-Man, which Jamaica prosecutors consider one of their key witnesses and an eyewitness at that to this. And if they can get him to testify how they want him to, they look at this as they can definitely get a conviction in Shabdon's case. All right, so where is Shabdon is out the way. Not Mutabaruka, big up to Mutabaruka, but power struggle erupts over Fantan Mojah's legacy. We've covered that as well. The message in that is please put your affairs in order. And a bigger message for those who are doing music, entertainment, arts, and so on and so forth, please make sure you understand the business side of things, not just the artsy, fun side of things. The business side is not fun, but you have to understand it. Or else somebody is going to rob you and get rich off of you, and there's nothing that you can do about it, right? We talked about Vybz Kartel's historic performance at Sumfest and then creating more history in the same day, keeping the private jet busy on the runway as he shelled down Sumfest 2026 in Jamaica and then jump on a private jet and head to Guadeloupe and shell down the show there, all in a 24 hours period. And his high energy that he brought should silence the people them who say him can't perform live, or him no have no stamina cause him sick, or him get too old now and all these things. Him just work harder than you did today and never look like him did tired. That I for sure you. The last one of the morning now that I want to talk about. I'm going to shift my background to something that is neutral so we can get into this. The last one we want to talk about this morning is blah, 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 blah. We're going to talk about this pastor and then this child's body that was found. Very quickly, I'm going to just do this one in passing, and then we're going to get into the pastor one. So I saw a video circulating online, right? A lot of you might have seen it by now. It was two men who were laying in the back of a police truck. I don't know how them have the pickup vehicle them in Jamaica and them fling body in the vehicle. Well, I saw the video this morning, wasn't much context put to it, and then the story broke. So it turns out that a child's body, a little girl's body, was found. And this is how the story is put across by the Jamaica Observer. It says, Police are now on a scene where the body of a child was found with her throat slashed. And this was in the Tyre district near Troy in South Trelawney, residents said. Residents said that about 6 p.m., the child's body was found in bushes and an alarm was raised. Residents say that the child was SA'd or assaulted sexually before her death. A farmer who was in the area tending to his crops and getting ready to come home, the farmer, looking for one of his cows, stumbled across the little girl's body and raised the alarm. Another resident said following the gruesome discovery, there was a mob attack. A jungle justice scene took place on a man who citizens accused of killing the little girl and doing her how they did her. His father was also wounded in the attack, and the men were reportedly taken to the hospital. Their conditions at the time now are not known. Efforts to get a comment from the police up until late Tuesday night went unanswered. So, the video that I saw and the story I heard from that video is, everybody under the comments, I said, jungle justice, and that for go on for them. So, I heard that the youth who they blame is mentally touched. Like, him have mental issues. He's known in the community as somebody with a tool right in his head. But he never troubled nobody before. So, when the community say, I him do it, and them run down upon him, it is said that they ran down on him with big stone, machete, knife, you name it. And they gave all of it to him. So him get chop up, stab, stone, bust him head, all kind of thing. Them beat him to nonsense. His father ran out to save him, and his father was trying to tell the community, says, not him do it. The community was too enraged. So the father ended up get him share too of what they were giving to his son. So that is how I saw the two bodies laid out in the back of the police truck. The stepmother, who I don't know if it's common law or churchical marriage to the father, the stepmother is said to have run down there now to save her husband, and she had to run it for her life as well because the people them decide say the whole family for dead. There has been no update yet as to if father and son survived or died. There has been no update yet as to the extent of the stepmother's injury. If she actually was injured, me here says she get chopped and she run. Or she get a big stone in her head back and she run and that stuff. I don't know if, the extent of her injury or whatever. I don't even know if she actually get chopped for real or what. But that's what's been said. But what we do know for a fact is that he was held accountable by the community, the youth of unsound mind, and his father tried to rescue him, and his father get the whole heap of everything that he was getting as well. So we're going to stay close to that story and to see how it develops and all of these things. I am a person who do believe in jungle justice. I've said this to my audience before. I just believe that some people just need to get dealt with like right away, but we have to be sure that that is who we are dealing with. In a case like this, where you have somebody who is mentally challenged and the community knows it and has known him their whole life, and he has never harmed anybody in the community, it would find it weird that he suddenly carried this out in the manner that he did. He was able to kidnap her, bring her to a certain location quietly, do all these things, and then get rid of her, and then come back around acting like he's normal, even though he is mentally challenged, and people know him as somebody when I have too much sense. This could be a case of somebody else did this, but them blame it on the youth where them always say, no have no sense. So, me don't know, but all I know is, if I did my daughter, me probably would have been talking out the other side of my mouth, because somebody half dead back at that. So I'm going to leave that one here until further things are revealed to us. Right. Yeah, they don't have no proof that he did it, Audrey. And that's the part to get me. Them not have no proof saying do it. You see the other day when I said them 2 boys, them 3 boys if dead, or them better go turning themselves to the police quickly. It's because I saw them on video. I saw the shooting. There's a video surveillance. One of them looked dead up in a camera like this. That's how the police match him face to who he is, you know. And I said the girl was out there working. She was pumping gas. You think she wants to stand up the whole day, pump gas and smell gas fumes and collect money from people and put herself out there knowing that people like on a roam around? She's trying to make an honest living for herself. And somehow the excrement, that's what y'all choose to do to her. So if a dead man, some people need to come out of the society, man. Make hard working people can go work hard and feel safe same way. Because I know the work we're afraid of. We're working up. We're just afraid so we're not going to kill we off while we're out there trying to earn a living. So why make our country that unsafe and that unstable and that scary for your fellow brothers and sisters? Poor people just like you. So yeah, we did take that one day to heart. Do away with them, officer. And by the next day we hear, say, police killed 2, and then the 3rd one turning himself. So I was able to say that. In this case, I'm a jungle justice kind of guy, but me not really believe, say, we need to chop up nobody yet until we actually can prove, say, he's the one that did it. You know what I mean? Friends from Lake says, and the saddest thing is that if it's not him and the alleged criminal is helping them to beat him. That part. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, family. What go on?
Not a thing, you know. All right. You remember this case where they killed the wrong person too? Where the boy they take, where the 10-year-old girl too? I don't remember which part.
Yes, and with the cover, dump on the riverbed, them find him and then beat him and kill him.
Yes, and beat.
And it wasn't.
Remember, no, the wrong person then killing.
Yeah, it was the wrong person. Because they ended up catching. They ended up catching the real person later on.
Who do the act? Yes.
Yeah.
And the man was a friend of mine, but I am in agreement with you. For justice, jump for justice immediately.
Man. Yeah.
But it must be the right person, because even me will participate in it.
Yeah.
Just as long as it is the right person, I'm 100% sure. I'm not talking about 99.99%, I'm 100% sure.
Yeah, because when we dash him out, we can't bring him back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because people, I mean, have some sick people, they don't do nothing. I more than like that happen. So for me, pick me. You understand me?
Right. And the poor youth that they don't understand why am I get beat up and chopped up.
Why am I get chopped up and stabbed up and stone head?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know why no say camera did they know? Because me hunt them down one.
You know.
Because me have sick with me too, and me know when things happen and their head not go right. Me not say things can happen and they won't do stuff, you know, but me say be sure. You understand me? So me see that actor to my pitney. Oh, me just tie my head and do the unthinkable. But I mean, let it go. We'll watch and see.
All right.
Yeah.
Manners. Yeah, so we're gonna watch the story and watch the development of it and see. But she's right. There was a similar story that we had followed, and the community, city, the youth were of unsound mind. The youth. Actually, I remember the story because the youth that did actually used to go down on the riverbed, because him just one day away from everybody. And while they were looking through bushes and down a river and by sea, them end up seeing him. And somebody said, "See him there." And that was it. From them said, "See him there." The crowd charged down upon him, chop, stab, big stone. And before they know it, he was dead. And then police come pick up body and police say, "I know him this, you know." And he's not the guy. Is somebody else. Them say him look like him then. I remember that story. I covered it. He looked like him. And when I saw the picture of who they killed and the picture of who they were looking for, them and them never look like each other neither. But hey. So yeah. You see, I don't know about y'all, but me's a countryman, right? And upper which part me come from in Jamaica, it look like the picture behind me. Without minus the water. Because we're landlocked up there, so in the hills of Clarendon. So we don't have this pretty blue water here, so. But it look like up here, so back at me. That's how my place look. Which part me come from? Hill and Gully Ride or way up in this. And you can't come up there, so, and do nothing and come out. Just so. So I grew up seeing jungle justice. I grew up knowing what jungle justice was about. And yo, me see people get them punishment already and literally ball for police. You ever see criminal ball for police come pick them up? Yeah, that's how them place the stay. Make criminal ball for police come pick them up, man. But I don't believe that we should like exact that judgment so quickly if we don't have proof, because you can't bring back the person once that's done. You know what I mean? Yeah. The final topic of the morning now, and then we're going to get out of here, is this. I'm going to ask a question straight up before I even get into this. Can you be, when I say can you, can a person be, listen to the question, can a person be gay and be a pastor? Or is this a conflict of, I would say conflict of interest? I don't know if a conflict of interest would I go there, so. A conflict of morality. Conflict of the Bible, babe. Conflict of morality. Come here, mommy. Come give me hugs. I didn't know you were out here. Thought you were on the other side of the house. Hey, pretty girl. I love you. Look at them. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Look, she have one pretty head of hair, you see? Look on her hair. I was feeling her hair yesterday. I don't know what you got in your hair, though. These little white things, like they are crawl under the bed. All right, let daddy finish this up, okay?
How much space do you have?
Oh, gosh, Milani. I love you. I don't have much longer because mommy is leaving, too, so I got to finish anyways. All right?
Could you take it to the 5?
You want to go to the 5?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that off screen. Okay?
Okay.
All right, baby. Go. Give me some space. All right. Conflict of morality. Dorothy T said, I don't think so. Conflict of morality. Conflict of Bible too. Big up yourself, Miss Goldie Robinson. Appreciate you greatly. Friend says, they do a thorough DNA on that little girl, and then on the convicted person who they beat and says him, because somehow I don't believe it's him. I don't believe it's him either. But moving forward, I don't want to underrate and underestimate the community either. So no disrespect to the community. However, we will wait to see what comes out. And just like you just said, a DNA, thorough DNA, the little girl and the individual who they beat and mash up, and then we'll take it from there. So back to this now. Can a pastor be gay? Straight up and down, Banshee says no. Audrey says this is a conflict with the word for sure. All right. Conflict of Bible teachings and hell no. Listen, I don't know if you know it, but there's a pastor in Jamaica who just came out to tell the world that, he's gay. He was a gay man. So people start saying, not only is that a conflict of morality, conflict of biblical teachings, etc., them feel like say him into kids too. He's into kids as well. Now this is the part that he has come forward to defend. Oxymoron or just moron. Hey, head boy at school. Oxymoron or just moron. Mervin. So after opening up about his sexuality in an interview that was published in The Star, the confessed gay pastor is continuing the conversation about his disclosure and what this means for his ministry, his relationship with his congregation, and the question that many Christians may ask or are asking now that he has come out. His admission has sparked debate, particularly around issues of faith, leadership, accountability, and the role of the LGBTQ plus persons within a church. Here, the pastor responded to 5 difficult questions, including concerns from parents about should they trust him around their children, whether he had a duty to disclose his sexuality to his congregation, and his views on same-sex relationships, and what he would say to others in the church who are struggling with their own sexuality. Here are some of the questions that they asked him, and here's how it went down, right? One of the questions them say, should the parents here trust you around their little boys and the young men who are in this congregation? I'm telling you straight up like this, and let me do my disclaimer first. I am not homophobic. I do hold my beliefs though. So I am one of the people who are of the belief that if me I come church, let me say it in plain English. If I'm going to come to church, and I'm coming to church to fellowship and to worship, you can be a member of that church because may all sinners come forward, right? Why should they come? However, you can't be the one that is holding court, preaching from the pulpit, or leading the congregation. I won't be there. So I won't have to ask you if I can trust my boy picking them around you or anything like that. See? That is personally so flow. Now, this is what he said. He said, I understand that concern. Remember them asked him, can we trust our boys around you and the young men in this congregation around you? He said, I understand that concern because for a very long time, society has conflated homosexuality with something that it was never meant to be associated with. And I don't become offended by these questions because I know where it comes from. People are trying to protect their children, and every parent has that responsibility to protect your children. But I would ask them to separate 2 completely different realities. My attraction is to a consenting adult man. It has never been to children. Those are not the same things, psychologically, morally, or legally. The irony here, he said, is that throughout history, we've been abused. We have seen abuse committed by people of every sexual orientation. We've seen heterosexual men abuse their girls. We've seen women abuse boys. We've seen pastors who publicly preach against homosexuality commit horrific acts against children. So if our standard for trust is simply a person's sexual orientation, I think that we're asking the wrong question. The right questions are, what safeguards are in place? What is this person's character like? And are there boundaries? And is there accountability? Those are the things that protect children actually. Now, if I were leading the youth ministry, I would expect the exact same safeguarding measures to apply to me as they would to every volunteer or leader. No one should be above accountability. And I welcome that because protecting children is far more important than protecting anyone's reputation, including my own. That was his answer. Again, my thing is, I would have never asked you that as my pastor, because the day you came out and said that was the last day I attended that congregation. That's me. That's just me. Empress Stephanie said I wouldn't trust him. And honestly speaking, I wouldn't trust you neither. You know? Now, Audrey said, if I remember my Bible correctly, somewhere in Leviticus, I think it calls it an abomination. Yes, Audrey, so my question is, how can you be committing an abomination yet leading a congregation? Blood fire, that we're going to some lyrics. How can you be committing an abomination and then leading a congregation like actively, daily, and living in that abomination and conscious of what the word says of that abomination, but leading a congregation. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
SoFlo.
Wagwan, brother.
I deal with mine, brother.
My day, my lord. Talk to me.
Now, anybody, and I mean anybody, was sit down in front of a pastor man after him come tell us say, a man in love. Something wrong with him. Who don't know see God face neither.
I agree.
Believe me.
I agree.
That is wrong, all the way wrong. You know, they say two things can be true and two things can be right at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
That can't right. None at all.
In my mind, I agree. Yeah.
It's not even in your mind, bro. It's realistically. It can't go so.
I saw. Yeah.
But you can't love man and not tell me say, love God.
And listen to
unless
these
you
words.
look on God now a different light. I look on you the kind of way like you look on God now.
True.
You just come tell me say you love man. I mean, if you see them, not the next word, me no want to hear come out their mouth. Amen, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Through the door.
Yo, my mom said, amen, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Through the door.
Through the door.
We got out on this blouse.
Oh, dear, me no want no luck nor part with that.
Yo, you can't imagine I dress up every Sunday, I go to church, I know say that I go sit down in front of and him I go lead you, he spiritually lead you.
I tell you, and you say a thing, you know. You say a thing, you know. Most people now go ask them pastor them question then. Even when they see things and hear things in you. And I just, with Jamaican people that want them to go to church. I thought you want them to go to church. I want them to go to church, they put them out. As they hear, they will say it's true. Run there, not the pastor boy. But the one them boy in the church, you have somebody who is young in front time and say, fix it, Jesus.
Fix it, fix it, Lord.
And you tell God to fix it, one want fix.
Man.
Wanna think it, bro?
Nothing laugh. So I say, amen, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Out the door.
Oh, damn, out the outside, man. Me no want
through the door. Me not blame you, brother.
Me there go and listening still. Me have to call drive me have to call him for now one day.
All right, manners and respect, see?
Manners and respect, yeah.
All right. My granny must say a turn in her grave. Miss Ruby would have said, which church? We can never go there again. Miss Ruby has sprinkled holy water and burn big fire before she even left the suckers. You know, if you're speaking, okay, so in his answer, right, he said something about what you should be concerned about is the character of a person. But when we want the pastor here to understand, said the very character of you is being exposed that you're a person who don't follow the word directly. So that alone would worry me anyways, because you're showing me that you're somebody who can take the word and disregard parts of it that you don't really care about. You know what I'm saying? Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, family.
Pastor, you talk about still?
Yeah, man.
So this is what I have to say. I wouldn't trust nobody who trusts that pastor. Once you trust the pastor there, you're gone out of my book.
I agree.
And I trust you again.
I agree.
Yes, sir. That's all I have to say.
All right, my brother.
All right, bless up.
Bless up. And the same thing, 5 upset. Anybody who sit down in front of that the pastor there for service and know say that is the thing, you know, you're not see God face neither. As soon as him said, this is what I have, my brother said, amen, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, through the door. You have revealed yourself and I have to go. Yeah, I'm not stay here and judge you because I'm not God, but here what I cut. I'm out. I'm gone. I'm leaving. The next question them asked him was, do you think that you had a responsibility to tell your congregation that you are gay? Because remember, you know, a long time him a pastor, nobody knows say, this is what pastor is into. Him say, well, that's a question that I've wrestled with for many years because there's a difference between privacy and secrecy. You see, the blouse and skirt, the pastor you make me cuss. There's a difference between privacy and secrecy. Everything him have a some kind of, you know how our politicians them dress up nice and then use big words and confuse the masses of the people till the people them don't even bother listen to them because half of we don't understand half of what they're talking about, right? When them could have broke it down for we simple like this, yeah, in a way where we understand, but them now how we understand. Here, Pastor, now, do you think you had a responsibility to tell your congregation that you are gay? Pastor said, well, that's a question that I've wrestled with for years because there's a difference between privacy and secrecy. Hold on there, hold on. The man said there's a difference between privacy and secrecy. Every pastor has parts of their personal life that aren't announced to the pulpit. We don't typically introduce ourselves by saying whether we're attracted to blondes or brunettes, whether we're struggled with pornography or that we have temptations that we've faced in life. That's not how you introduce yourself. Those are deeply personal things, he said. Now, at the same time, I recognize that my situation carried a different weight because my sexuality wasn't simply a private matter. It wasn't simply a private matter. Hold off on the phone calls, please. Hold off on the phone calls, please. He said, at the same time, I recognize that my situation carried a different weight because my sexuality wasn't simply a private matter. It affected how people understood my ministry. And I didn't want anyone to feel that I had intentionally hidden something from them, even though I've never told them for years. So when the time came, he said, I believe ministry. When the time came, I chose honestly, not because I owed people every detail of my personal life, but because I believe that ministry should be built on truth. You see how conflicting this is? If ministry was built on truth in your mind, sir, you would have told them from a long time ago, but you held it for years. Even though you believe, say, you should have been building your ministry on truth. Everything about this pastor is conflicting and contradicting. He said, I knew some people would leave, and they did, left the church. And I knew that others would question my calling. Like, is he ordained? Who ordained him? And that they have questioned my calling. But I would rather people disagree with me based on the truth than to support me based on something that they later feel was withheld. And he says this after withholding it for years. The third question, a 5 question, we have 2 more questions and then we're done this morning. So hang with this a little bit. The third question is, are you currently in a relationship? His response, he said, I am. Him have a man. And I'm aware that for many people, that's where the conversation becomes even more difficult because it's one thing to say that you're gay and it's another thing to say that you're in a committed relationship. John, Pastor. I don't pretend that that's an easy thing for many Christians to hear. I won't. But I also don't believe that love should be reduced to one aspect of a relationship. Like any couple, we have to learn patience and forgiveness and communication and sacrifice. We pray together and we challenge each other and we support one another. I'm not asking everyone to agree with my relationship, but I am asking people to see it as more than the stereotype that's often projected onto same-sex couples. It's 2 people just trying to live faithfully according to the convictions that they've come to through prayer and study. So my question would have been this. You said that this is 2 people. You want your congregation, Pastor, come out of the Bumbuckler church. Come out! You want people to understand your thing as 2 people trying to live faithfully according to convictions that they have come to through prayer and study. So you and your man pray and study, and this is the conviction we want to come up to with. say it is right and just in the sight of God and okay, and then you go up in the same Bible that condemns what you're doing, but you're still convicted, say, you see, some people were even tuning in here, so that's why me no mingling of people, Bumbleclaw Church. Yeah, me I go cuss now because we reach the NI show. Because me watch the numbers them, you know. And me watch how this go from 830 odd people in here. And then as soon as you say Bumbleclaw and come out of the blood clot church and none of that, watch how much of them. Oh no, I can't stand here and listen to him curse. This is diabolical. This is so crazy. But then we sit down and listen to a pastor fuck the next man. Then we sit down, don't make me go off, man. Hold on. Then we sit down and listen to a pastor fuck the next man, come in our church, come teach on us some fuckery and telling us if you stay in the church, watch the number keep on going down. Because Slow Flow TV cursing is worse than a pastor sitting up there telling people say him is a batman and leading a congregation still. That's why I don't fuck with them on the church. Yeah. Now, all of you know who is exiting because you hear curse word, come out and go on to. You're probably the people who would stay in his church. That's my kind of Christianity. That, remember, so me tell you know, say, me tell the people them, you know, me say, my thing and your thing is two different things. Because from me pray, me no worry about it. You no pray and then you no worry till you no sick. So what you did I pray for? You pray because you're not even believing in who you are pray to. You don't think him strong enough to handle your battles for you. That's why you pray, then you cry and worry at the same last time. I don't pray so. Me no move like how you no move. And we don't share the same beliefs. No Batman can't run no pulpit in no church that I'm going to be in front of. I never said he can't be a member of the congregation. Because we can't stop who come to church and we're all sinners in the sight of God, they say, and we come here for deliverance, fellowship, and everything else that the church has to offer, right? But for you to be living against the word, and then I preach, say me must obey the word. I am not a big blood clot either, pastor. Me a fling big stone, I will Some of the things me I got end up as I shouldn't say because them are going to hold against me, and then you're going to hear say I am projecting violence towards a certain community, which I am not. I'm speaking of one particular individual who is definitely here trying to mislead a whole heap of people. And after listening to you answer these questions, I definitely wouldn't. First of all, I'm not stick around for you, no question for you. The minute you come out and say this is what you are, me cut. Like 5 up say, amen, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, because it's been revealed. Out the door I go. Me not have nothing more to say to you, pastor. So you can sit over there and try to rationalize this for yourself and try to make yourself feel good. One thing I've noticed about human beings, you see, human beings will do the most wickedest, diabolical things on earth. And then they will say, they prayed about it, and this is what God said. And next thing that human beings will do is anything what them want to do, God said them to do it. God sent this for me. God made me do this. God revealed it to me that this is the way I should go. No, it's your own lust that revealed to you that that is where you should go. It is your own thinking of your own free will that said that this is who you should be and that is what you should do. Let me put it to you more like this. Me never go medical school. So me can't possibly walk into a hospital and say, move out of the way, surgeon. What am I doing that today? Brain surgery? Give me the scalpel and all the things that I got this. And start work on a patient brain. I don't have the qualifications. I never went to college and got a degree in education. So I can't possibly walk up in the school and say, principal, come out of the way, I'm going to run this. Or teacher, get out of the way. Let me teach your class from now on. You see where I go with this? Me never go school and learn mechanic. So I can't sit up here and say, bring your cars to me, I'm ASE certified. And I can fix all these vehicles. I would be under the hood of your vehicle. Wifey under hood, but under the hood of your vehicle. Guessing when me do next. Because I have no qualifications to be there. Pastor, you don't have no blood clot qualification for the no pulpit to preach to nobody. Go on to church if you want to, sir. Nobody is judging you. And me and you could have been at the same church and I would not judge you. Let me say it again loud for those who will try to twist my argument. Me and you could be in the same church and I would not judge you. But you can't go up on the rotted pulpit, go preach nothing. Not unless you're telling me one of them deliverance story there. Oh, I've been delivered. I don't like men's no more. I love women's. If that's your testimony, it can work. But other than that, you can't go up there. The last question they asked him is, do you think that you are the only pastor who has wrestled with your sexuality? He said, absolutely not. If there's one thing that this journey has taught me, it's that silence is often mistaken for absence. Just because people aren't talking doesn't mean that people aren't struggling. And I know that there are men and women in ministry who have spent years pleading with God to take these feelings away from them. Some of them have remained celibate because that's where their conviction led them to. Them no want no woman. Is a man them want, but it's sinful, so them just not gonna take nobody. Some have remained celibate. Others have left the ministry altogether because they couldn't reconcile the tension. Some have entered full-blown heterosexual marriages hoping that it would change them, only to discover years later that it didn't change them. And now you have a man who is married to a woman with a family of children and everything, and he's living a down low life. It never changed him. I don't claim to speak for all of them because everyone's journey is different, he said, but I do know what it feels like to wake up every morning believing that one part of who you are disqualifies you from something you love deeply. That's an incredible, lonely place to be. Whether someone ultimately reaches the same theological conclusions that I have or not, I think that the church needs to become a place where people can tell the truth about their struggles without immediately becoming a headline or a scandal. I agree with you on that. The church does need to become a place where everybody can come tell them truth. But you must tell your truth with a conviction. You must tell your truth with the intention to acknowledge that the truth that you're telling is against the word, as the word says that you should live. So if you come at church just to tell your story, but you still are going to do what you do, nobody come do that. Because church is not a place where we just lap fractal and share conversation. You did drunk last night? Yeah, man, me did drunk. You did a fuck Master Joe wife? Yeah, man, me give her some cocky, see? You over there, so where you are your thing? Well, you know me is a man, but me love man. I know so church go. It's not so church go. So yes, church should be a place everybody should have come be able to tell them sitting without being judged and make God take the wheel in that story. But pastor, church should not be a place where you are allowed to come, live against the word, and end up leading the congregation. Because your example is no example to follow. The man said, I don't believe that God judges a relationship by the gender of two people alone. And that's what me cut. Because me we go fling, be a big stone and mash up the whole. That's why me not go at people in church, you know. Me say, yo, me go outside and gather up one heap of big stone and every window me a clap out of that. If pastor inside I tell we this, that's why I know I have to go back to Jamaica too. Because, you know, yeah, certain things fly. Well, I don't know when we became this. He don't believe that God judges a relationship by the gender of two people who in the relationship. So you just skip over one whole big part of the Bible lesson and just gone with your own thing. Eh? You just skip over and just gone with your own thing. Let me finish up what I say first and then hold on, give me a chance. Let me finish up what I say so, and then we take a phone call. He said, I believe that God don't judge people based on gender in a relationship. And I believe that he looks at their faithfulness and their love and their commitment and their integrity and whether that relationship reflects his character. So you tell me, say your Batman relationship reflects God's character. Okay. So what's the conviction I come to after years of prayer and study. I know many Christians believe that I've interpreted those passages incorrectly, but I couldn't ignore what I believed that God was revealing to me through scripture. My final word to you, Pastor, is you believe. You don't know. And people believe a lot of friggery and foolishness, and facts remain different. That's your thing. You believe, and you is a person where go off away you believe. You don't go off away you know. You go off away you believe. You couldn't lead me nowhere. You can't lead me in prayer. You definitely can't be my spiritual advisor. But to you and the people them who decide to stay in your congregation, more power to you. More power to you, but no, Pastor, I'm not rocking with you. I don't believe that you should be a pastor. That's for another story, right? Audrey said, we can take about we can take 2 more phone calls and then we're out of here. So who are calling before? Call in right now, please. The only time I'm for there anywhere near pulpit I when him answer to altar call. Not true, Audrey? When him go up, they go raise him hand and beg for some forgiveness and lay it all on the altar before that is the only time if you go up an altar. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
SoFlo.
Yeah, bro.
How you vex this morning?
Brother, I feel like I could have fling 2 big stones, man. Not like.
The problem is, we can't understand people that them like a bigger church member there.
Yeah.
Because the same Bible, the brother for a call back, you don't want to get a call back. The same Bible tells us everything you need to even know. Don't make a man that will tell us the difference.
Same.
Pay attention. The reason why so much pastor coming out as being fish and being sexual assault offenders is because the devil focused on them more. Remember, you know, the first war at the heaven, as the Bible said, and kick out Satan. Then Satan said, watch me, them blood clot on your son. I bet you 4 of them go hell with me. When you come back, I bet you 4 of them go hell with me. So when you see pastor to them, listen, pastor just start out the right way, you know. But the devil wants to bring them down so hard, and the thing with them can use is sex. Human being love sex.
All right. Hold on there. So me hear what you're saying. I'm riding with almost all of it until you reach the part where you said the devil. Me tired of human beings doing what they feel like and then blame devil. Everything good we're going in them life, I God do it. Everything bad we're going in them life, I devil do it. No, it's you do it. It's you do it. It's you and your lusty spirit did it. It's you wanting to do it, did it. The devil.
In the church, like mentioned, if God exists, like you can't take out one and keep one.
If we're so the spirit of good and evil then. So the devil represents evil and God represents good, and you're speaking in churchical terms. I got it.
Okay. I am a Christian. I believe that things just verse of the Bible. 100%. I'm intelligent, I know hopefully when I talk about bullshit, don't believe that. Some of the talk from my behalf, and nobody else. The first word they did in heaven, got kicked out Satan out of heaven, and now what happened at the equal them to do, I know lecture with the devil, and the devil I tried to prove to God said that human being are not at all. We can make you who of them go hell, I'm gonna show you this. So I'm gonna take on all the man them. You may think that if pastor fails, when just second congregations are coming on over Sunday they are sat there and say, this church, I feel, you know, I have to step down, I break the rule, and so I have to withdraw, I'm sorry, I apologize for me, I feel, but everything we teach, you know, still stands, just that me can't do it, and step away. You know what I mean?
All right.
The issue is, we as a third world country, we adapt everything first word, all the bad things them, but still adapt the good things them too. When we reach a point to say, we understand. Fuck understanding. You tell anybody can sound good. If you sound good a murderer, you can convince to say him is not that bad. Until 20 people are. But if you sound with him on TV with him and you tell about he went born or he went broke, pastor went tweet, you might even want to come in because it's so rational. Anything can sound good, you have to stick to right and wrong and listen about the story. So the pastor feel is a man and feel, and that I'm going to say the poor them and one of them
people who stand up for justice and things and righteousness, I feel like devil depend more than even me and you. All right, big up yourself.
Manners and respect, sir.
All
right. The man said the devil are right them, and because they have chosen to be strong followers of the Lord, the devil depend them more than me and you. This is where we disagree. And again, that's why I'm not going on nobody church. Because they won't tell me things like them there. I not agree with them something there. Devil not depend you more than me. Your will is just weaker than mine. And then again, we have a difference of things that we are interested in. This is our last phone call for the morning. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How you doing?
I'm there, my brother. What going?
I'm there. So I'm listening to the story.
Mm-hmm.
So with years in my struggle over certain things. So when I read Leviticus 18 verses 22, and then I read that scripture and I preach, any man will lie with the next man. And really read all of that in front of people. Then?
Him not read it, him skip the part there. That's the part him skip. Yeah. Him no want to read that part there. He wants to tell himself that part don't exist.
Some people in a church, when you go against the 10 Commandments or you go against what the Bible said, they demonize you. But when the person with it said, the most example, go against it, they want to give them leeway and understanding.
You know,
we punish people who knows better. Even your kids. You know, them say you don't have a favorite kid, but if you have a lot of kids, sometimes some knows better and you have high expectation of them, and sometimes you even punish them. You know better compared to the other ones. When you know police officers do things, but them not supposed to are faster, we try to say, you know, give them a chance.
Jerome. Them people are wicked. Them people are put God in everything, knowing that God is not with them in the things they do. That's why I say, and I'm gonna say this, and I know some people are gonna be offended because people are more offended about their religion than anything else.
Teacher, please don't say it. But me not like over the years, every time you will educate them and them leave and big up here and talk proud of you. But if you ever talk about them Andrew illness, or sometimes talk about God, them vex. Not upset them spirit, teacher, please.
May I give them one this morning? They have to go hold that one here this morning.
All right, teacher, let me leave. All because I don't want to up there with you.
All right. Later. Right. But I'm going to leave it like this morning. I have never seen any others. You see me? You see, Frank, you tell me say you're a Christian. Me watch you more than anything else when you come around me. Hear me out. The reason why is because I realized that Christians are those who profess to be Christians. Me don't care if you're Christian but not walking in the light or anything. If in passing the conversation comes up, what religion are you? And you say, Christian. Me start watching different. And the reason why is this. Because I've proven this over the course of my life. Human beings are so damn wicked, right? Everything Christians do, them put God in it. I prayed about it. I fasted about it. I did it. I was convicted to do it. God sent me there. God put this on my heart to do or to say. It's always God said, God said, God said with Christians. And then when them do the wickedest thing, them have a thing where them say, pray and ask for forgiveness and you will be forgiven. So them do wicked things and then them go pray about it. Believe in themselves, they are forgiven, and they keep doing wicked things after that. Every time them do wicked, them know so them can pray, and then religion tell them say they will be forgiven. That right there is why me watch you even extra. Listen, some things can't rub out. Okay? Whether you pray or never pray about it, it just can't rub out. And in my book, you're supposed to live like that. And he who knows better does better. So don't bother with the me did it, but you know, me pray about it and the Lord has forgiven me. And no, man, you did it of your own free will. You wanted to do it. And that's where you're at. So just accept that that's you and that's what you wanted, and you did it. Remember when I made the joke and I said, women be like, I'm holding myself and I'm celibate and I'm not giving myself to anybody. The Lord is going to have to send a man for me. And the Lord send the little short man with the big belly, come give you. Yeah, and him short and him black and him belly big, and the Lord said him come give you because he was going to give you the most love you have ever had in your life. He was going to be more faithful to you than anybody else. And you look on him and you say, I couldn't God send that, come give me. See me, my hand them fall and everything. A church sister, I couldn't God send that, come give me, because that is not my type. God no hate me like that. First of all, him short. Me no like short man. Every man me ever take did tall. Then again, him so black. Me no like no man with black so. Me like brown skin man. Lord God, and him here picky to no, so me like man with curly hair. Everything the man come with, you go say no, and no God send him, because he no had nothing where you want. And then when you see the one where you really want now, and you look at twek go so, you say, yes, the Lord sent him for me. He is tall, he is light, brown and nice, olive brown. I say, girl, him nice to see. If you see him, I say, him look like him work out every day. Him fine. And God send him come for me, you know. I know him God sent for you, you know. That's the biggest example I can give you, know. Vice versa, man do the same thing. God will send me a woman, and I want a good woman because I'm a good man. Well, God send you the good woman. You say, no, sir. I don't like fat woman. I like my woman real slim. She fat. She have a nice personality, you know, but she fat. She sound like, so I like her voice and everything, and she well caring and loving and stuff. But she not my type. Her nose too big. Yeah, she not look like my kind of girl. Still, I want a dolly. Since we are talking about God and devil, watch Satan appear in your blouse and skirt life now. A full-blown dolly. This a demon in person, you know. That's all Satan. That's all. See demon for you. Yeah, I see you here now. Thank you, Jesus. God. God love me, you know. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I believe that God sent you for me. Yeah. No, man, don't laugh. Seriously, I think God sent you for me. You're my wife, you know. I'm going to marry you. I know that God is sent for you, you know. That is not who God sent for you. Son of a top. But God said, and God sent, and God did. Is you. You sent. You went. You chose. You did. Because that's how you did want to do. I'm going to let you know with that this morning. Manners and respect to everybody tuning in this morning. I appreciate you greatly. Big up on yourself. Well, Lulu said, so Flo, I can bet enough money that you may not have been in a church in years. Yeah, but that don't mean nothing to me, Lulu, because you can bet enough money that I grew up in a church. The church that right across the street from me yard, and my story is well documented. Even when time them never did I have church in the church, it used to be in my house. So I'm all churched out because I've seen all the hypocrisy I need to see to last me a lifetime. I know nothing new. Me just grow up and see even more. And nothing has changed. It has only gotten worse and more has been revealed. All right. With that said, manners and respect to everybody tuning in this morning. I'm gonna walk good. All right. My granny Miss Ruby said be good. If you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Clevey, said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare life. You're not in control of any of this, friend. The Almighty Creator is, and your time here is limited. So try live it purposefully and full of love and these kind of things. Good vibrations and good vibes. All right? And don't forget, for the people them who support us, that we have our new channel, and our new channel is called SoFlo TV Music, and we just dropped our first single on SoFlo TV Music called Be Careful. Go and check out Be Careful and check out our 10 question sit and answer. on that channel. SoFlo TV Music into YouTube search engine. It'll take you right there. Hit the subscribe button. Give some feedback on the music. You'll see where we're going with it. And we'll talk next time. Big up on yourself. I'm out.